Welcome to tonight's game here at Labatt Park. The Kitchener Panthers are in town this evening to take on the London Majors. These two teams have seen each other twice already this season, with Kitchener taking both of those games. However, the London Majors are coming off of a high from this past week, winning 2 out of their 3 matchups, and they're looking to redeem themselves here tonight. Noah and Dylan, let's hear more from you in the Game Day London press box.
JC, thank you. As mentioned, we're up here in the Game Day London broadcast booth at downtown London, Ontario, Labatt Park. Dylan Baker to my left, Noah Smith. Noah, we're going to get off the air here in a second for the national anthem, but quickly, Kitchener in town for the second time this year. Previous matchups between the two teams, not super close.
Yeah, not super close and not going London's way. So the Majors are going to hope that they can turn things around here in this evening's ball game, and they've got a perfect night to do so. The sun is out, not a cloud in the sky, and a lot of fans here looking to take this one in.
Beautiful evening for baseball. We'll set it down to field level now. National anthems. We'll take a quick break here on Majors TV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years. Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of Majors TV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back here in downtown London at Labatt Park for this evening's contest between the Majors and the Kitchener Panthers on what is a beautiful Friday night for baseball at the Forks of the Thames. Noah, not a cloud in the sky, as you mentioned off the top. Majors sending out that man right there that you just saw on your screen. Edison Gonzalez takes the hill for the 6th time this year in his 5th start.
Yeah, Dylan, we'll get to see Gonzalez here on home soil, which we haven't had the chance to do a whole lot so far this season. The first time we saw that was in that Canada Day game, a 5-4 win against the Hamilton Cardinals. He has not fared awfully well so far in his start with the Majors this year, 1-2 record with a 7.66 earned runs average. But look to that last game, Dylan, and that's what you're going to try to base his performance tonight off of. And we'll see if he can keep that rolling into tonight's contest against the Kitchener Panthers.
Conceded 4 runs in that last outing against the Hamilton Cardinals over 7 innings. Got a no decision in that contest. But what the Majors were really happy with, and the reason that Gonzalez gets the ball here tonight against a potent Kitchener offense, is the fact that there were no walks allowed in that game for the Majors right-hander. The issues throughout the beginning of the season were the command for Gonzalez, and he was able to hone in on that in his last outing. We'll see if that's the case here once again tonight at Labatt Park. We're glad you're with us on this Friday night as Gonzalez goes to get a new baseball already from the home plate umpire. Right on track here at Labatt Park, 7:35 as Gonzalez gets set to make his first pitch against Blake Jacklin, who will lead things off for the Kitchener Panthers. Gonzalez, as mentioned, his 5th start, only his 2nd appearance at home this season. That one is on the outside corner for strike 1. We are underway here at Labatt Park.
Yeah, Dylan, as you mentioned, almost right on time. We actually took about 30 seconds long there and pushed ourselves into the 7:36 time block, but we are underway here on a gorgeous night as the count goes to 1-1.
You'll hear us mention it over and over. Terrific night for baseball. A little bit of rain this past week in London, so a lot of the humidity has subsided as that one misses to Blake Jacklin there, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike because last week it was very humid, very muggy in the area, but now it's beautiful conditions for baseball. Here's the 2-1 home from Gonzalez. That one's on the outside corner, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Dylan, a lot of rain moved through the area, canceling games across the Intercounty Baseball League last night, but a lot of sunshine today has dried out the field, which is in amazing condition.
The 2-2 is on the ground towards second base. Reyes Cruz shifts over to his left and gets it to Josh Williams at first, and there's one gone quickly in the top of the first inning.
That's the way you want to start the ball game there, getting ahead and then getting the first out on a rather soft rollover to the right side of the infield. And Gonzalez will take that any day of the week here. He's got one down to begin the ball game.
As Andy Leader steps into the batter's box, just going to go back to those rainouts you were mentioning. Noah, Kitchener, one of the teams that was rained out yesterday, supposed to play the back half of a home-and-home with the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they did not get that game in. They were in Toronto on Wednesday night in a contest that they lost by a score of 11-7 as the first pitch to Leader misses.
Yeah, I saw a lot of comments online about the, Jack Couch Park. Listen, the rain that came yesterday, that's going to wipe out a ball game just about anywhere. It came down pretty hard at moments throughout the afternoon yesterday, but as mentioned today, we are getting treated to the weather.
That one misses as well to Leader, 2-0. Crowd cheering on Gonzalez. Swing and a miss there from the Panthers center fielder. Kitchener sits at 13-8 this season. Good start to the year for them. Into the windup goes Gonzalez as he rocks back and delivers. That one fired straight back to the screen, and it's 2-2.
Panthers, yeah, they're off to a good start so far this season. We're about the halfway point of the regular season here, Dylan, as we work into the first couple weeks of July and starting to find where some teams are going to fall.
The 2-2 home to Leader is in there for a called strike 3. Edison Gonzalez records his first strikeout of the ball game as he catches Leader looking, and there's 2 gone.
Thought that one was a little in myself. Leader would agree, but getting the call is Gonzalez, and quickly 2 gone here to begin the top of the first inning.
Potentially fooled a little bit by the fact that it seemed there was a cross-up maybe between Ruiz and Gonzalez.
The setup outside by Ruiz and then the pitch coming inside. Might have fooled at least 2 or 3 guys in that home plate area.
Raul Gonzalez into the batter's box. He'll take strike 1. Falls behind on the count quickly, 0-1. Gonzalez batting .396 on the year. That pitch is in there as well. It's 0-2.
A lot of strikes so far for Gonzalez. Getting the first out of the ball game, and then that strikeout is only going to help that confidence.
Coming set on the mound, Gonzalez. Shakes a couple of times. Now gets the sign he wants from Ruiz. Here's the 0-2 home on the ground in the hole. Candell plays it on the backhand. Throw to first. Dug out by Josh Williams. And it's in time to get Gonzalez to record the final out of the top of the first innings. The Kitchener Panthers go 3 up, 3 down on just 13 pitches. And Edison Gonzalez is up and running.
Yeah, he sure is. That's a great way to start the ball game in the top of the first inning. Couple of soft ground outs, a strikeout, and now the Majors will get a chance to head to the bats here and see if they can get going early. Dylan, which we talked about pregame today, we were down on the field taking in the Majors batting practice, and one of the things we talked about, the bats are going to have to get going early here against the Kitchener Panthers.
Yeah, Yamichel Perez takes the mound for the Kitchener Panthers, working in his 7th game of the season, and in discussing things with Majors manager Rube Chanardat, the theme seemed to be get runs on him early. That seems to be where he's most fragile out there on the mound because other than that, a very talented pitcher.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's coming into this ball game with the ERA sporting a little bit higher than maybe he'd like, but when he gets on, he's one of those guys that is super hot and has some lights-out stuff on the hill from that left side of the rubber.
He's facing a Majors offense that on Sunday, Noah, couldn't come up when they needed to. There were a few opportunities for them to score, and they were unable to push runs across early in the ball game, and in the end, it was too little too late in an 11-5 loss against Toronto.
Yeah, you pick up 2 big wins on the Friday and Saturday of last weekend. Statement wins, for the Majors to kind of prove that, hey, we're not out of this season yet. But they just couldn't keep it. They didn't have enough gas left in the tank by the time they got to Christie Pitts on Sunday. Not without chances, though, right? They had plenty of chances throughout the course of that ball game, bases loaded, and they just couldn't cash in with the big hit, resulting in the loss. But looking to bounce back here this evening is the offense.
Yamichel Perez from Sancti Spiritus in Cuba is 5'11", 199 pounds on the mound there.
Well, he's one of those guys, interesting you bring up the height because I was about to go there in the next couple of minutes. He's one of those guys that is not actually super tall, but he's got an imposing presence on the mound. Whether that's just because he's throwing from the left-hand side or the electric stuff that he possesses, almost carries himself like he's a 6'2", 6'3 lefty.
He sure does, as Drew Lawrence will step into the batter's box to lead things off for the Majors. Lawrence last weekend was mainly a pinch hitter for the Majors, came up clutch a few times for London, once with a ground ball where he beat one out, put some pressure on the defense, got an errant throw, and then on Friday night he drove in the winning run off the bench with a sacrifice fly into the starting lineup here tonight. And the first pitch from Yamichel Perez is fouled off by Lawrence, 0-1. Lawrence on the year hitting .282. Here is the 0-1 from Perez. That's on the outside corner, and it's 0-2.
Both pitchers early on seem to be getting a lot of the outside portion of the zone.
No balls, 2 strikes. Perez hanging way off on the third base side of the rubber. Here's the pitch. Lawrence fights that one off, and he'll stay alive on 0-2.
Drew looking to get aboard here so far this season. Just 1 extra base hit. Not really his style of game, though. He'll try to get on and run himself into a double.
That one's off the plate outside. It's 1-2. No, I mentioned it already, pardon me. Perez hanging out way off to the third base side of the rubber as a lefty out there on the mound. Here's the 1-2. Lawrence chops that one to shortstop. It's Henriquez playing it off the hop. Throw to first, dug out by Marsden, in time to get Lawrence. It was a close play at first, but a good scoop by Keegan Marsden results in Drew Lawrence being the first out of the bottom of the first inning.
That's a nice throw coming across the diamond from short. I almost thought he actually waited a little bit too much back on that with the ball coming towards him and Drew Lawrence going down the first base line. You got to be quick sometimes, but he's able to get the throw to one in time. A little bit of help from the first baseman Marsden, and all of a sudden, Panthers have their first out here in the bottom of the first.
One gone, and that'll give way to Miles Miller to step in the batter's box for the first time. Miller off to a hot start in his return with the Majors. Average up at .344, granted just 32 at-bats, as that one finds the outside corner to Miller, 0-1. Miller, one of 4 lefties in the lineup for the Majors against the lefty Yamichel Perez. That one misses high. Lefty power bat Byron Reichstein not with the ball club, as he is in Indiana with the 18U London Badgers. Here's the 1-1 home, line straight back at the screen by Miller, and it's 1-2.
Yeah, Reichstein taking some time down with the young ball club as they make their trips across some of the northern states. But the Majors, they find guys to fill those holes, Dylan, don't they?
Lots of depth on this ball club. Here's the 1-2 to Miles Miller. That is just off the plate outside. Junior Ibarra tried to get that call for his lefty, but the home plate umpire didn't give it to him. 2-2.
Yeah, it's a good take. Need another probably inch or two to bring that ball back in for it to be called a strike.
2-2 home. Miller fights that one off and will do it again here on 2-2. That one into the crowd. Noah, last week you missed it. There were tons of great catches throughout the ballgame. There was one line drive into the crowd, and a fan just stuck his arm up and caught it. It was so casual.
No glove?
No glove.
No hat?
Just no, nothing. Right in the bare hand. It was awesome. 2-2.
If you're going to go for the bare hand catch, you got to make it.
Absolutely. Here's the pitch to Miller. Rips that one in the hole. That's going to be a base hit. So Miles Miller stays hot. He's got a one-out single, and the Majors have a base runner in the bottom of the first.
Well, I was just about to comment how Miles Miller has been on a tear in my absence here in the broadcast booth over the first half of this season. Miles Miller has showed up, and he has really, really been welcomed into those London Majors lineup. That hit's going to put his average up close to the 350 mark so far in his 8th ball game.
Up over 350 now, 364 after that last hit. That's what a small sample size will do for you. But Miles Miller has been stellar, stapled to the top of the order for Rube Chanadad's ball club, whether he's batting first or second in the lineup. Doesn't really matter. He's going to provide a presence at the top that allows the Majors to get guys on base and put them in positions to drive home some runs as we get to the heart of the Majors order, and Cleveland Brownlee steps into the batter's box. Quick move from Yamichel Perez, but back standing is Miles Miller.
Just looking him back. Miller, of course, along with Lawrence at the top of this London Majors lineup. A threat to run.
First pitch of Cleveland Brownlee misses high.
Just the one stolen base for him so far in his return to the Majors lineup this season.
I think he's been caught once or twice as well. We'll see if he's running here. A lot of hit and runs employed with Miles Miller on the base paths. Doubt that happens with Cleveland Brownlee at the plate. Fouls that one off. But last week we saw it a few times where Miller was put in motion and the ball was put in play and it worked to perfection. He stands over at first base with one out. Time called by Brownlee at the plate, so Perez will have to step off. Cleveland was coaching his son earlier today, Cleveland Jr., at the Bob Stark tournament, Bob Stark Memorial Tournament in West London there, run by the London West Tin Caps. Quick move over to first base, back in time is Miller. I walked into the ballpark today, Noah, and Cleveland Brownlee was walking in at the same time in his coach's uniform. I said, Cleveland, you got the wrong uniform on. But he changed in time. He's good.
He's a busy man, don't you know?
He is.
He's all over the city.
Majors, yeah. Involving himself in the baseball community any way he can. Here's the 1-1 home. Brownlee skies that one. Behind the plate, Ibarra going to the backstop, running out of room, but he makes the catch. Great play by Junior Ibarra, drifting close to the netting, but finding it in time to make the catch and record the second out.
Those pop-ups behind the plate as a catcher are one of the toughest plays in baseball to make. You throw into the equation the oncoming fence, the netting there in front of you. It's a tough play to make, and he made it look easy.
So that'll give Starling Joseph a chance with the runner at first and 2 away now. Starling Joseph last week hit a ball to deep center field, and he knew he got all of it. He stood there and observed that blast. We'll see what he can do against Perez here. Comes set out there on the rubber. Peeks over at first. Miller with a lean. Offering on its way. Joseph chases one that might have been low and away, and it's 0-1.
I think the Majors maybe think about putting Miller in motion at first with 2 gone here.
You might. I mean, if not, you got a pretty good part of the order to lead things off in the second inning if he gets caught out there.
It's always so tough to make that decision with a lefty on the mound.
Yeah.
See how guys are reading him. He's got a lead to do it.
Good lead. He's on the move. That one inside to Joseph. Here's the throw to second from Ibarra. It's in plenty of time, and Miles Miller is caught stealing. So the Majors get a base runner on the 1-out single for Miles Miller, but he gets caught stealing to finish things off at the bottom of the first. No score after 1 from Labatt Park here on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic. Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years. Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15.
Back at Labatt Park for the second inning between the Majors and the Kitchener Panthers. Edison Gonzalez returns to the rubber after a really solid first inning. Noah, I mentioned in the pregame show the command issues being a problem for Gonzalez early in the season. No walks in his last start and only 13 pitches to get through the top three in the Panthers' order in the first inning.
Yeah, it was a really good top of the first inning for Gonzalez. Like I said, you know what? The strikeouts are good, and when a guy's striking batters out, it's a tell that he's on. But equally as impressive is the rollover groundouts. Right, if he can keep that going this first time through the order into the second time through the order, he'll fare well in this evening's ball game.
Marcel Lacasse is the cleanup hitter for the Kitchener Panthers, and he digs into the batter's box now. He was involved in one of few trades that we see in the IBL. Lacasse dealt from the Barrie Baycats to the Kitchener Panthers. I think we've seen 3 trades, Noah, this season, and I think that's more than we've seen in all of our years in the IBL.
I was going to say, not that we have been around overly long, but you don't just see trades that often in the Inter-County League.
First pitch from Edison Gonzalez to Lacasse is off the plate. Barrie's been involved in 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. They sent Marcel Lacasse to Kitchener, and then they sent Christian Kuzemka to the Brantford Red Sox. Here's the 1-0 home. In there for a strike. It's 1-1. So Barrie's been involved in the trade market. Not sure if Patrick Melbourne's watching. Baycats aren't in action tonight, but if he is, he's more welcome to correct me on that. Here's the 1-1. That's in there for a strike. Patrick, one of the better follows, one of the best follows in the Inter-County Baseball League if you're just looking for IBL news and things like that. He's always on top of the Barrie Baycats stuff.
News, updates, transactions, broadcasts that are happening that night. He's on it.
1-2 home to Lacasse, just off the plate, and it's 2-2. And then the third trade in the IBL this year happened just this week when Brandon Nicholson was dealt to the Hamilton Cardinals from the Welland Jackfish. Nicholson, of course, set the single-season stolen base record in the IBL with 48 last season. Here's the 2-2 from Gonzalez. That's off the plate outside, and quickly the count moves to full. It's 3-2.
Gonzalez was able to get ahead here to start the at-bat, but since then has almost been working away to the middle of this Panthers lineup.
3-2 home to Lacasse. That one in the dirt, and Edison Gonzalez has issued his first walk since his last outing prior to Canada Day, which was June 10th. It's been a while since Gonzalez issued a free pass. Now, granted, he did not pitch between June 10th and July 1st, but still. He's been locked in command-wise over his last outing and in the first inning of this one, as Tyler Henriquez will step into the batter's box. Batting .467 on the year, just 15 at-bats, though. 7 for 15. 7 runs scored as well. Not a big lead for Lacasse over at first base as Gonzalez comes set and deals. That's cut on and missed by Henriquez. 0-1.
Yeah, not a big lead is one way to put it, Dylan. He's probably only 2 feet off the bag at most. Of course, not really a threat to run.
Gonzalez comes set, peeking over his left shoulder at Lacasse. Lead expands a little bit. Here's the 0-1 home. Henriquez in the air. Shallow right. Charging hard as Joseph. He's got it in a slide. Going to get up and thought about throwing to first, but no play there. A nice defensive effort from Starling Joseph, and there's one gone in the top of the second.
Joseph not playing overly deep, being the opposite way with the right-hander at the plate, and was able to come in and get that ball, which wasn't hit very hard. There's going to be no chance for Reyes Cruz to run that one down with the sun where it is and him running out to the outfield. It was Joseph or nothing there, and he made a nice catch.
Seen Drew Lawrence battling the sun quite a bit as well for the Majors out in center field. First pitch to Stephen Whalen is cut on and missed for strike one.
Well, Dylan, we often talk about the weather here in the broadcast booth to begin ball games. Of course, we're looking the opposite direction of 7 of those guys out there in the outfield for the Majors who are staring directly into the sun. You get a little bit of protection when you're maybe on the infield. But those outfielders, it's tough.
Even for a guy like Keith Candell, if he goes to his left, he's caught in the sun, as that one's cut on and missed by Whalen. But if he goes to his right, you get a great look at it there. Look at Keith Candell, the shortstop. He goes to his left, he's in the sun. He goes to his right, he's in the shade. It's tough to deal with those shadows at this time of day.
The only saving grace for everybody here is that there's no shadow between the pitcher and home plate, because that is when things get tough for a batter.
Absolutely. No balls, 2 strikes. This is a tough spot to be for Stephen Whalen as Gonzalez comes set. Holds a long while and delivers. That one's off the plate outside. It's 1-2.
Interesting choice of pitch there on 0-2. With fastball well off the plate. See what they come back with here on 1-2 now.
Gonzalez so far in the ball game, 1 strikeout, looking for a second. Comes set on the mound. Here's the pitch on its way to Whalen. Flared, shallow left field. Candell ranging back just off of the infield. He makes the catch, and there's 2 gone.
And that's going back to what we talked about with the shadows there. That's a good spot for Keith Candell to get that pop-up. Ranging over to his right into the shadows. And fairly easy for him on that pop fly. And there's 2 gone here now in the top half of inning number 2.
With Marcel Lacasse still standing over at first and 2 away, that'll bring up Keegan Marsden. Marsden from Stratford, Ontario. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Big hack at that one. Gonzalez shakes Ruiz once, now twice. Peeks back at first and comes set. No balls, 1 strike. Offering on its way to Marsden. Inside, ball 1. Came with the off speed there, and it didn't work. Panthers with a new manager this year as Bill Matich has taken over for Kitchener as their field manager.
He's off to a pretty good start, isn't he, Dylan?
Yeah, 13-8, not too bad. Right near the top of the IBL standings as that one misses, and it's 2-1. Now, I could be mistaken, but I believe Bill spent some time with the Brantford Red Sox previously in the IBL.
Certainly not new to the IBL, if I remember correctly.
2 balls, 1 strike the count from Gonzalez to Marsden. He rips that one to Reyes Cruz. Couldn't see it in the sun. Finds it and gathers to throw to first in time to get Keegan Marsden and retire the side here in the top of the second innings. The Kitchener Panthers get on board, but leave the runner stranded. No score after 1.5.
No score for the Majors to start things off in the bottom of the second. They'll have the heart of the order coming up after Miller was caught stealing to end the first inning.
We mentioned off the top that Majors manager Roop Chanadat was going to put an emphasis on scoring early. Noah, to you, what is early runs here in this game? Is that all the way up to the 3rd inning? When do you think, as a pitcher, Yamichel Perez has a chance to settle in?
Early to me isn't necessarily an inning count. Early to me is first time through the order.
Okay.
So that could be up to the third inning. But in most cases, you're going to see that a little bit earlier, right? So for the Majors, your first time through the order, I'd like to see you score once, maybe twice. That, to me, is scoring early. If you have to get into the top of your order coming around for a second time, I don't know. That doesn't seem early to me anymore.
It's interesting because one of the big things around baseball recently is the third time through the order. That's where the offense will come to bite you. But it really felt like down at field level before first pitch that the Majors were putting an emphasis on scoring first time through the order, scoring early in the ball game. And we'll see what they're able to do. Miles Miller hit one pretty hard in the right field and got on base, but then, of course, he got caught stealing. Not a bad spot in the lineup, though, to kick things off. It'll be 4, 5, and 6. Starling Joseph, Josh Williams, and Chris Ruiz for London.
Getting the offense going at any point in the ball game certainly isn't a bad thing. The only thing about being a team that tends to score late in games is that if you find yourself in a situation where you're down 5 runs, you're down 6 runs within the first 4 or 5 innings, and this is now the time where you start to score runs, sometimes that deficit can be, intimidating.
Yeah.
Right? It can be tough to look up at that, say, hey, you know what? Historically, we've scored 5+ runs in the last 4 innings of a ball game. But even though you're down 5, it doesn't make you feel any better as a player on the field.
And one of the things for the Majors this season, that's been an issue, right? The pitching has at times gotten them down big early on, and the offense just can't claw their way back from that deficit. As Starling Joseph digs into the batter's box. Sam O'Coin in the chat. Another great follow if you're into the Barrie Baycats in the IBL. One of their writers out there confirms to me that the Baycats have been a part of 2 of the 3 trades in the IBL this season. So thank you, Sam.
Had to make sure we knew he wasn't Patrick as well.
Here's the pitch from Yamichel Perez to Starling Joseph. Caught on and missed on the high fastball. It was a 1-1 count to Joseph when Miller was caught stealing. And no, I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a great pitch to run on with where it ended up. Way inside on Joseph. He's falling towards the plate. Tough one for Ibarra to get to second as that one missed high. But Ibarra's throw was in plenty of time.
Well, it was a fantastic throw, and we didn't get a chance to look at the replay, but we talked in between innings. I don't know if Miller got a bad jump because he was thrown out by quite a bit.
Joseph on the ground to second base. Stephen Whalen is there, and he will make the play to record the first out of the bottom of the second.
Joseph, that liner, not hit overly hard, just putting something in play. The Majors just the one hit early on here. That was Miles Miller, who was thrown out in the first inning.
So we get our first look back in the pinstripes at Josh Williams. He's appeared in a few games for the Majors this season on the road. Played for Welland at the beginning of the year as well. This is his first time back at Labatt Park in a Majors uniform since his stint in 2021 where he got injured early in the season, actually against the Kitchener Panthers early in that year, and was on the road to recovery after that. Has worked his way back. You'll notice as that one's fouled off by Williams, he's got a brace.
I was going to say that's
around his left knee,
and that is the knee that was injured here.
He was just running down to first base, and he hurt. I think it was his MCL and his PCL, was it, Noah?
Well, and talk about a hot start to the season for Williams that year as well. He was on pace, and it certainly looked like he was going to have an all-star season for the Majors that year before the injury sidelined him.
Here's the 1-1. Williams skies that one. Foul territory. Raul Gonzalez giving chase on the warning track, and it's going to drop in just in front of the dugout. Gonzalez couldn't get there. Lots of foul territory at Labatt Park, and at times that messes with fielders defensively, especially if they're not used to it, right? That's a long way to run. You don't know how close you're getting, and a big warning track as well.
Yeah, it is. It's become a little bit easier, actually, since the renovations. You don't have to worry about running into the dugouts anymore because that was a serious worry for many years.
Swing and a miss there from Josh Williams, so he is down swinging for the second out of the bottom of the second inning as Yamichel Perez making quick work at the Majors here in the top of the second.
Sure is. Went upstairs. They went up the ladder there with the fastball on Williams to get that second out. You got the feeling early on, Dylan, that he's going to be tough on the lefty bats today.
He sure is. Chris Ruiz steps into the batter's box for London. Ruiz played his first games in the IBL last week and sure did leave a good first impression on many an observer as He had several hits, lines this one into right field, right on cue. Drops that one in there, so it's a 2-out single for Chris Ruiz.
Yeah, with the injury behind the plate, there was a lot of question marks for the London Majors on who they were going to go out and get, and it was Chris Ruiz, who put on a fantastic show in his first weekend with the London Majors, and he's got a board here with 2 gone here in the second inning.
He was the one who was in the 2 spot behind Miles Miller last weekend, where the Majors just continuously executed the hit and run to perfection. Where Ruiz would put the ball in play, Miller would be off, they'd stay out of the double play, and at times pick up an extra base for Miller because he was off on the pitch. Ruiz batting 6th, though, today, as that'll bring up Tommy Reyes-Cruz. First pitch from Perez to the lefty Reyes-Cruz, in there for a strike. Another lefty-lefty matchup. Pretty even split in the Majors order. 5 righties, 4 lefties. Reyes-Cruz waves at that one and comes up empty. 0-2.
Even split, and the Majors have done a good job. Roop has done a good job spreading those out as much as possible. There's no huge stretches of lefties or righties in the order today.
Here's the 0-2 home. Reyes-Cruz just did foul that one off, and he'll stay alive. It's 0-2, but you mentioned it, Noah. Lefties in the 2, 5, 7, and 9 spots, so everybody kind of spread out nicely in the order, and it makes it tough if you want to bring a reliever in, for example, to face all the lefties. Well, there's no string of lefties. You got to face some righties in there as well, which makes it tough for matchup's sake. 0-2 on its way to Reyes-Cruz. That one up and away. He won't chase. It's 1-2.
Yeah, the IBL not known nearly as much for those, bringing guys in a certain situation, the lefty-on-lefty matchups, the situation guys, but certainly still does play a factor into decisions that come in. You might bring in a lefty if you have 3 straight lefties coming up.
Here's the 1-2 home. Reyes-Cruz comes up empty on that swing, and he's down on strikes to end the bottom of the second inning. Majors have had base runners in the first 2 frames, but haven't been able to push any runs across. No score after 2 from Labatt Park.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years.
Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Back here for the top of the 3rd inning between the Majors and the Kitchener Panthers at Labatt Park. No score after the first 2 at the Forks of the Thames. Edison Gonzalez has been solid, as has Yamichel Perez for Kitchener.
Yeah, early going, a pitcher's duel of sorts. Both these guys looking comfortable more than anything, Dylan. Getting some rollout, ground out, some soft liners. Majors with the only 2 hits in the ball game, but really, Dylan, nothing other than a couple of singles into right field. Nothing too dangerous.
Yeah, Miles Miller hit his pretty hard. Chris Ruiz kind of flared one into shallow right. Nothing that scares you if you're out there on the mound in Yamichel Perez there. So the Majors have been getting on base. Kitchener had their first base runner in the top of the 2nd on a walk from Keegan Marsden, but neither team able to get those runners over. All 3 runners in the ball game have been stuck at first base.
Yeah, 90 feet is all they've been able to get so far. Only guy who tried to get any further was Miles Miller. He got thrown out going to 2. So we'll see if that changes here on the top of the 3rd inning. As we move along here.
For the Kitchener Panthers, it'll be Junior Ibarra, Humberto Ruiz, and Blake Jacklin. 8, 9, and 1 in the Kitchener order for Bill Maticich's squad. Ibarra, the catcher, struggling a little bit at the plate this season, batting 182. That one is inside for ball one.
As a manager, one thing you look for in a catcher is great defense, obviously, but a bat that can hold his own. It's been a little bit of a slow start to the season here. He'll try to turn that around.
1 ball, 1 strike to Ibarra, actually from the same hometown as Yamichel Perez in Sancti Spiritus in Cuba. Into the windup goes Gonzalez. Here's the 1-1 home. That goes right through the legs of Chris Ruiz. And to the backstop, it's 2-1. Ibarra, you may have noticed when he was behind the plate, had lots of red and blue gear for the Cuban national team, a very talented Cuban ball player. Representing his country in the gear he wears as he skies that one to left field. Miles Miller giving chase into foul territory now, and he tracks that one down for the first out of the top of the third inning.
Furthest ball we've seen hit today, that one able to just stay in play down the left field line for an easy catch and out number 1 here.
Now that'll bring up former Major Humberto Ruiz. Humberto Ruiz, on and off of the Majors for a number of seasons, was part of the championship winning squad in 2021. Was really solid for the Majors that year, hit .400 down the stretch, dealt with a hamstring injury, didn't play last year, but back in the IBL this season with his first non-Majors team as he is a Kitchener Panther. First pitch is in there for a strike.
Big part of that Majors championship team. Both defensively in the outfield. One of the nicest catches we've ever seen, if not the nicest catch we've ever seen.
0-2 on him right now. That was a wild moment. Game 3 of the 2021 IBL Finals. I believe it was the 7th inning. Sean Riley
in the
at the
finals
plate.
to boot. Forgot about that.
Sean Riley at the plate. He was the tying run, I think, or go-ahead run, and he crushed it. But Humberto Ruiz scaled the wall and made the grab. Here's the 0-2. That's off the plate outside, 1-2.
Makes you wonder what would have happened with the series if not for that catch.
It was such a pivotal moment in the game. It wasn't a first inning blast to put them up 1-0. It was 7th inning, and there were runners on base as well. Majors were up 2 or 3 at that point. Unbelievable play by Ruiz. That breaking ball from Edison Gonzalez brushes him off the plate, and it's 2-2.
Of course, now with the Panthers, and you can bet that Edison Gonzalez got the scouting report from Rup Janadat and a number of other Majors.
Humberto batting .280 on the year. That one is cut on and missed for strike 3. So Ruiz goes down swinging in his first trip to the plate. And there's 2 gone now in the top of the third.
Got the fastball, was able to elevate it a bit there, and Ruiz, he seemed a little bit late on it. Don't know if he was expecting maybe the off-speed pitch with 2 strikes. Couldn't catch up to it, and there's 2 gone.
Blake Jacklin into the batter's box now for Kitchener, 0 for 1 on the day. Started the ball game off for the Panthers with a ground out to Tommy Reyes-Cruz at second. Here's the pitch from Gonzalez. That one in there for a called strike. Jacklin checked his swing, didn't matter. Into the windup, Gonzalez. Here's the 0-1. Jacklin into center field. Drew Lawrence coming in hard, and he is there to make the catch. So Gonzalez makes quick work of the Panthers once again in the top of the third inning. As they go down 1-2-3, we head to the bottom half. No score.
Majors doing a great job here. They'll head to the bats here in the bottom of the third inning. Dylan, and with that, we talked about how it was the midway point of the season here in the IBL. Let's take a look at the standings so far coming into the action tonight. 2 games in the Inter-County Baseball League this evening. And as you can see there, it's still the Welland Jackfish out in front at the midway point of the season. They ran into a little bit of trouble last couple of weeks, but when you win 13, I believe it was, straight ball games over a stretch there, you're going to still be in first place.
Something crazy like that. The Jackfish were on an absolute tear. The other game you mentioned, Noah, Hamilton up 4-1 on Brantford in the bottom of the second at Bernie Arbor right now. But yeah, a lot of parity in the IBL. The top 5 teams separated by 3.5 games. I love that. Everybody's close. Everybody's jammed at the top.
Dylan, you know, for those who don't know, I have a podcast TV show that airs in London Smitty and Mitty show. We talked to Dino Ramel this week. He's the field manager for the Guelph Royals, who, as you can see on your screen there, also not off to a hot start this season. But one of the things I loved, he said in the interview this week, he feels like 1 through 7, the IBL is real tight this year. And if any of those teams make a move, it could change the course of their season for the better, right? London, Guelph, one move, a couple of games played where they get a little bit stronger and they could easily bump their way up the standings. They're not out of it. Certainly when the playoffs come around, some of these teams can beat others. Barry's having a fantastic season so far. But Dino was talking about how he felt the league this year. It was a lot tighter.
It's fantastic to see, really. The better the baseball, the more fun it is for fans and for us in the broadcast booth here as well. But I think Dino's right, 1 through 7. I mean, these are good ball clubs. Even though Guelph and London, several games under 500 right now, they can beat anybody any given night. We saw it last week. The Majors beat Hamilton and Welland, who are right at the top of the standings in back-to-back games. And every game that the Majors and Hamilton have played have been decided by 1 run. Majors lost by 1 run to Welland earlier in the season, 12-11, and then beat them 4-0 on Friday. So it's pretty tight as Keith Candell steps into the batter's box to face Yamichel Perez. First pitch, Candell squares around a bunt, pulls back. That's ball 1.
Moral of the story, Dylan, it's going to be an interesting stretch through July and into August before the playoffs roll around. I feel like there could be a lot of juggling of the standings.
Absolutely. Here is the 1-0 on its way. Candell takes that one there for a strike. Speaking of an interesting finish to the year, Alek Manoah called up to the Toronto Blue Jays tonight as Candell sends that one to right field. Ruiz ranging over. He's camped under it. He'll make the catch. And there's one away in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Candell flared that one into right. But back to the Blue Jays and Manoah for a second. How's he doing, Noah? Give us an update.
Yeah, the Blue Jays up 7-1 on the Tigers in Detroit at Comerica Park right now. Good start for Alek Manoah. We talked a lot about how it would go for him. Is it too early to bring Manoah back up? 5 innings pitched so far, just 4 hits and 1 earned run with 5 strikeouts for the former Blue Jays ace, who's looking to become part of the rotation once again.
Brad Verhoeven takes the first pitch he sees into foul territory, and it's dropped by a fan. So close.
Almost had it.
How's Manoah looking in the walks column, Noah? Did you give us a walk update there? Because he struggled with his command before he went down.
I'll tell you. Give me a guess.
2.
No walks for Alek Manoah through 5.
I love it. That's great to see. Cut on and miss there by Brad Verhoeven. 0-2 the count.
Certainly a good start for him so far.
No balls, 2 strikes. Verhoeven throws the bat at that one, pops that into foul territory towards the Panthers' dugout. Nice grab made there. Bounced off the railing and then right into the hands of a Panthers player or coach down there. No balls, 2 strikes on Brad Verhoeven, 1 away. Verhoeven, the 3rd baseman in the ball game today. That one is off the plate outside. It's 1-2. Verhoeven last week was often brought in to play first base after Cleveland Brownlee was pinch run for. And as well as Kane McGee, I should say. He was put in at first base for Kane McGee both games here at Labatt Park last week. But with Josh Williams being here, if the Majors need a pinch runner, as Verhoeven slaps that one into left field, it'll be caught with a leap by Blake Jacklin. If the Majors need a pinch runner, and they need a defensive replacement at first base, they've got Kane McGee on the bench who can play first base as well and provide some pop in the bat. So lots of options for Rup Chanadad as Verhoeven is the second out of the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Yeah, put a good swing on that one. The first-year IBL player, when you come on to a London Majors team like this, if you're Brad Verhoeven, you don't really know what your role is going to be, and he's played a whole bunch of them so far this season, getting in defensively at a number of spots, pinch running, and getting his fair amount of at-bats for a first-year guy as well.
First pitch to Drew Lawrence is in there for a called strike. Verhoeven's caught a few games for London. Here's the 0-1 home. That's off the plate outside, 1-1.
And that's a nice little thing to have as a manager as well. A guy that you can put out there in just about any position and feel confident in his ability.
1-1, Lawrence rockets that one right back up the middle, and it's a base hit. So the Majors will go 3 straight innings with a base runner. Another 2-out hit for London, and we'll see if they're able to move Drew Lawrence around the base paths.
Yeah, Lawrence aboard as the Majors come to a good spot in the order here, top of the order. You know, earlier, if Miles Miller wasn't thrown out, I might say, do you think about running Drew Lawrence here? But we saw the arm behind the plate, and I think the Majors are going to let the 2 and 3 and beyond hitters in their order swing it here if they get the chance.
Perez thinking Lawrence might run. A quick throw over. He's back standing up. Who do you think's faster? No, these are the 2 fastest guys on the team, Miles Miller and Drew Lawrence.
That. You can't ask that. I think I might give it to Miller by a hair.
Really? I was going to go Drew.
But I don't know. I don't know.
Both guys can move on the base paths and in the outfield, which makes them so important to the Majors' success because they can track just about anything down.
And they've both got great reads as well.
That's a good point. That's something that often gets overlooked as Miller chases that one for strike 1. The reads that you get in the outfield are so important for the catch.
You can run down anything in the gap, but that first step, if you make it the wrong direction, you're going to have to make up 10 to 15 feet.
Miller fouls that one to the screen, and it's an 0-2 count now on the Majors' left fielder. Miles Miller's been patrolling center field in his time with the Majors, with the exception of the games that Drew Lawrence is in the lineup. In that case, Drew Lawrence goes to center, and Miller slides over to left. Perez gets set on the rubber. Here's the pitch. That one's high, and it's 1-2. Right field's either been Starling Joseph or Byron Reichstein occupying the position. Joseph has played some left when Miller's in center. Lots of rotating pieces in the Majors outfield, but you've got the same core of guys. Here's the 1-2 home. In there for a called strike 3. Perez freezes Miller, and he's through 3 scoreless at the Bat Park as we head to break.
Go beyond the scores and get to know the athletes who call the Forest City home.
Joseph crushes one.
Game Day London brings you in-depth stories and conversations about London's major teams and the athletes. Whether it's in the rink with the Knights or on the field with the Majors, Game Day London has you covered from the start. For fresh and engaging sports coverage, visit GameDayLondon.com, a proud sponsor of MajorsTV.
You're watching London Majors Baseball.
London Majors Baseball. London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Welcome back inside Labatt Memorial Park here as you saw the kids running the bases. One of the best traditions here at the Forks of the Thames on Friday nights and every London Majors home game. Majors and Panthers no score as we move along here to the top half of inning number 4. Majors with Just the 3 hits. They've been unable to do anything with those so far. The Panthers still looking for their first here. As Edison Gonzalez comes back out for another inning of work. Noah Smith and Dylan Baker here in the Game Day London broadcast booth, calling the action for you here on this gorgeous Friday night.
Just a picturesque night for baseball, Noah. It's really fantastic out here. Edison Gonzalez has been very solid through the first time in the Panthers order. We'll see if he's able to keep that up as they see him for a second time here. It'll be 2-3-4 for Kitchener. Leader Gonzalez and Lacasse.
Second time through the order. This is where things get important as a pitcher. You got to be that much more on your pitches. A little bit more of an attention to detail, if you will.
Andy Leader 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Gonzalez didn't like the signs there, wants to go through him again with Ruiz. First pitch, check swing from Leader. Did he go? No, says the first base umpire. It's 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Gonzalez kicks, comes home. Broken bat from Leader. That one snagged there by Verhoeven, and he'll throw that one around. I thought he caught it in the air. There was no signal from the third base umpire, but the home plate umpire right on it, and there's one gone.
Well, Verhoeven got it in time, and he picked it up, and he was trying to show the ball, but at the same time trying to ready himself in case he had to make that throw across the one.
Wonder if the broken bat distracted the umpire there just a little bit as it was flying towards both he and Verhoeven. First pitch to Raul Gonzalez is fouled off. Chasing after it, though, is Starling Joseph. It'll get out of play.
Tell you who it didn't distract is Verhoeven.
Yeah,
for third.
Good focus there.
He was locked in.
Was playing a little bit in, protecting against a potential bunt from Leader, and positioned perfectly. 0-1 from Gonzalez in there to Raul Gonzalez, and it's 0-2. Gonzalez shakes once, now a second time. Gets the sign he wants from Ruiz into the windup. Pitch on its way. Flared left center. Lawrence chasing after it. And he made that look easy. It was anything but, and there's 2 gone.
I tell you, the Majors, when they have their outfield set up the way it is, there's not going to be too many of those that will fall. That one held up a little bit here in the air on this Friday night, but Lawrence, Miller, Joseph, they can run down some balls in the outfield.
And Drew Lawrence did just that right there. You mentioned the reads. Read that perfectly off the bat. Full head of steam as he was going to make that play. First pitch to Marcel Lacasse, cut on and missed. 0-1 the count. Lacasse, the lone base runner for the Panthers. He walked in his first trip to the plate to lead off the second. Here's the 0-1. Outside corner, strike 2. Lacasse steps out, will reset.
He just looked out in front of those last 2, Dylan. Almost like his timing just a hair off.
We'll see if he can adjust it here. Gonzalez steps off again. Second time he's done that in this inning, Noah, where he wants to reset the signs with Chris Ruiz behind the plate. Haven't seen them do that too much earlier in the ball game. Here's the 0-2 home. Breaking ball. Didn't get a chase.
Yeah, a little regroup for himself is all he needed on the hill. Sometimes you'll see pitchers do that if they didn't like the sequence, didn't like what they were going to go with.
1-2 on its way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Marcel Lacasse goes down swinging. Edison Gonzalez is through 4 scoreless with 3 strikeouts. No score through 3.5 at Labatt Park.
Yeah, scoreless ball game as we head to the bottom half of the 4th, and both pitchers putting on a good show so far. As we continue to work our way forward, you see on your line score there, just 3 hits in the ball game, both on the Majors and Panthers side, and the Majors with all 3 of them.
It's been Miles Miller, Chris Ruiz, and Drew Lawrence. As you get a look inside the Majors dugout, some high fives and some autographs seen on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. I see some London Talons down there. Good to see at the ballpark.
Dylan loves the London Talons.
I do. I'm a big Talons guy. That's the 9U Talons there. I recognize them because they're the only team with those jerseys. Some teams have the yellow jerseys. They're the only ones with the blue and white stripe around the neck and the arms. That's how they...
You know it all.
That's how they get noticed there. Somebody spotted the camera.
Oh, we got some popcorn?
I think it's a negotiation right now.
All right, hand off the popcorn.
Looks like Anthony Benitez in there talking, trying to get some popcorn.
Send some of that up to the broadcast booth, young fella.
We've got our Kitchener here, Noah.
We do.
We're good, but I guess popcorn's a nice little snack.
It's like a snack. It's like a dessert, if you will.
Of course, MajorsTV fueled by Kitchener Italian Kitchen. Lovely food, great service. Every Majors game, and they've got a bunch to do over the next little stretch. Majors are in action at home on Sunday, then at home again on Tuesday. 3 home games in a matter of, what's that, 5 days?
Yeah, 6 days, 3 home games. It's a busy stretch.
Majors will be busy. They are in Guelph tomorrow night, and then they host Guelph on Sunday afternoon before the Welland Jackfish come to town for a rare Tuesday night game. We see those every once in a while when there's a rain-out makeup date, but it's very rare that those are scheduled in advance, and this one was.
Yeah, Dylan, one thing that happened when the Intercounty Baseball League switched to the longer schedule is they didn't really want to make the season that much longer. And the only way that you're going to have both of those things come true is if you start to schedule a few weeknight games throughout. So you'll see that throughout the season. I believe the Majors play 2 or 3 home games throughout the season on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and other weeknights.
That one's inside to Brownlee. I believe they play August 1st as well. That one against the Guelph Royals. Here's the 1-0. Cut on and missed by Brownlee. Looked like Perez took something off of that one, and Cleveland came up empty on the swing.
Well, and if you're a London Majors fan, have been following for some time, you get quite used to the weekend games, but believe it or not, the Intercounty Baseball League does play a fair amount of middle-of-the-week games. You'll see that oftentimes some shorter distance travels, Guelphs and Kitcheners, a Welland and a Hamilton.
Brownlee fights that one off to third base, but Raul Gonzalez right there to make the grab for the first out. Just back to your point, the Panthers play a lot of their home games on Thursday nights, and the Barrie Bay Cats play some home games Thursdays. Welland plays almost entirely Thursdays. Yep. They've got the Saturday games here and there, but they're mainly Thursdays. There's more, the Leafs play on Wednesday. There's more IBL games during the week than I think a lot of people expect. And especially here in London, where the Majors play at home nearly exclusively Fridays and Sundays with the occasional weekday game. A lot of fans in the London area just assume it's a weekend league, but there's lots going on during the week.
Well, there is, and when you think about it, 3 games most weeks in the Intercounty Baseball League are needed to complete the course of the schedule, and a lot of teams, like, if you want to just play on weekends, that means you're Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that can take a toll on not just your players, your pitching staff. It can take a toll on everybody, so playing those midweek games, actually, it helps you. It really does. It spread things out a little bit. A Wednesday game and then a Friday, Sunday, that's a pretty good schedule to manage through.
Majors with 4 games in 5 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off day Monday, as Joseph chases that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Majors play Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off day Monday, and then back at it Tuesday. So the pitching is going to be tough to manage. It's possible Edison Gonzalez is ready to go for the Tuesday game after this start. Depends on how long he goes here today. But a lot for manager Rube Chanardat to consider. Here's the 1-2 home. That's going to miss high to Starling Joseph, and it's 2-2. Majors' consistent starters this year have been Gonzalez, Anthony Benitez, and Owen Boone. Pedro de los Santos has had the occasional start. 2-2 on its way to Joseph. That's in the dirt. He's not chasing that one either, and it's 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, and you mentioned about seeing how long he goes tonight. That's Gonzalez for the Majors, possibly pitching on Tuesday. He's done a good job so far early on at keeping that pitch count down. All right, we're working into the bottom of the 4th inning now, and he's still under 50 pitches.
Here's the 3-2 home to Joseph, ripped through the left side. Starling Joseph did a great job battling back in that at-bat. Fell behind 1-2, worked it to 3-2, and then scorched one into left field for a one-out single.
Couple of chances to put away Joseph there, and on 3-2. Left that one a little bit too much over the plate. And Joseph able to rip it into left. He's aboard. As now Williams will come to the plate.
Another lefty-lefty matchup here for Perez on the mound. Williams 0 for 1 on the day. Went down swinging in his first trip. Time called. Not sure who called time there, but umpire stepped out.
I think it might have been him who actually initiated it.
Okay.
Just getting the sense that things weren't rolling along uber smooth to begin that at-bat.
Perez gets on the rubber and looks into the sign from Ibarra. Crowd trying to cheer on Williams here. Taking a peek over is the Panthers lefty. Pitch on its way. Williams fouls that one off. 0-1.
Williams' first time through the order, Dylan. They got him on strikes. Went upstairs with the fastball for the put-away pitch. It's a deceiving pitch because as a lefty, you want to crush it, but it's not in the zone.
We'll see what he attacks him with here on 0-1. Perez working a little slower with a runner on base. Here's the pitch. That one will miss for ball one. Majors trying to break the trend of getting a hit and not being able to move the runner from first base. They've had a hit in every inning, one, every single inning, and every single time that runner's been stuck at first base. Here's the pitch, off the plate outside to Williams, 2-1. I doubt they try to run again with Joseph as a quick throw over, and Joseph back.
Yeah, I don't think that's because Joseph was being aggressive there. I think he got caught not paying 100% of his attention to where the ball was.
So 2-1. Pitch to Josh Williams on its way. That one will miss high. Didn't quite fall into the zone as Perez had hoped for. 3-1 count on Williams as the ball four. Chance breakout.
Majors trying to work through the order here. See if they can get Williams on.
Here's the pitch. Williams swings through that one, and it's 3-2.
Move the count to full now. Still working through this ball game here, but we have yet to see a runner, Dylan, in scoring position.
Williams trying to put Joseph there. Middle infield and double play depth, though the second baseman, Whalen, a little towards first. A big swing and a miss there from Josh Williams. And there are two gone now in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Different approach there. Second time around, second time through the order. They went fastball to strike him out the first time around. This time a breaking ball and a swing and a miss. Now two gone. Majors looking to try and find a way to move up the runner.
So Chris Ruiz into the batter's box now for London. The catcher, he's 1 for 1 today. Poked one into right field in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch. Ruiz way early on that one. 0-1.
Now, is that the changeup, Dylan?
I think so, and it was a devastating
changeup. Yeah, he's been pulling the string on that a few times here in this evening's ball game so far. And by the looks of it from up here, it's probably got about a drop of 5 or 6 miles per hour off his fastball, and it has been getting hitters out in front.
0-1, Joseph takes his lead off of first base. Yamichel Perez ready on the mound. Here's the pitch. Ruiz belts it, but he belted it way foul. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Byron Reichstein in the chat saying he's cheering from Indiana. Byron, welcome. We're glad to have you. We're glad to have everybody watching along from home this evening. No score between the Majors and Panthers in the bottom of the fourth. Starling Joseph stands over at first base. Chris Ruiz in the batter's box. Coming set on the mound, Perez peeks over at Joseph. Here's the offering on its way. That's up and away to Ruiz, 1-2. In case you missed it earlier, we mentioned Byron coaching the 18U London Badgers in their tournament in Indiana this weekend. Wishing them the best of luck. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Joseph gets his lead from first. Ruiz ready in the box. Yamichel Perez delivers. That's in the air. Foul territory. Junior Ibarra racing to the backstop, and it is just out of play into the netting. So we'll do it again on 1-2.
Couldn't run that one down as he ran out of real estate behind home plate. Didn't stop him from trying, though, did it?
No, Ibarra.
Love the effort from him behind the plate here in this ball game.
He ran hard after that one. He already made a tough play behind the plate on a pop fly in foul territory a little bit earlier. And then right there, really gave chase to try to come up with that one. 1-2, setting up high. Pitch to Ruiz on its way. Checked his swing. Did he go? What's the call? They're going to go for the appeal. No swing, says the first base umpire. Strange little conversation there. It looked like for a second they weren't on the same page, the catcher and the home plate umpire, on whether they were going to go for the appeal or not.
Well, it looked like Ibarra wanted the appeal, but much to what a lot of people think, the umpire doesn't have to grant you the appeal. If he felt like he saw it and he felt like it wasn't a swing, he doesn't have to appeal down to first base. Of course they will, 99.9% of the time.
2-2 on its way to Ruiz. That's on the outside corner. Strike 3 called. Ruiz goes down looking, and the Majors strand yet another base runner here in the bottom of the 4th inning. We're through 4 complete at Labatt Park. No score between London and Kitchener.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back at Labatt Park as we get set for the 5th inning. On the field, though, it's water balloon toss time, Noah. Lots of young ball players in there.
One of my favorite games, Dylan. I'll just throw that out there.
Looks like we've got some Luke and Ilderton athletics down at field level, Noah. We got some talents. We got some athletics.
Oh, you love to see it. It's a battle of Noah versus Dylan up here in the booth.
Well, looks like the athletics are out.
Oh, that's
one of the talents teams is as well. Did they both break at the same time, or is the one group in the middle, looks like they're still standing? Look at that.
Look at that.
Great look on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. All the ball players couldn't handle the water balloon toss, but the two there not representing their respective local teams.
They put on a show, though, didn't they?
They sure did. They were on it. Congratulations to them. Back in IBL action, Edison Gonzalez is through 4 scoreless innings on the mound on just 49 pitches.
Yeah, quite the performance so far by him. I oftentimes, you see pitchers, they go through and they're having a great game, and it's easy. I shouldn't say it's easy, but you see often guys will have a good game. They're through 4 scoreless, but their pitch count's 65, 70, 75. It doesn't leave you much room to maybe have an inning where you have a slight hiccup and stay in the ball game. Not the case here for Gonzalez. Is he works in the top of the 5th here with the pitch count well within means here. See if he can keep rolling here against this Panthers lineup.
He'll have to face 5, 6, and 7 in the order. First pitch to Tyler Henriquez is off the plate outside for ball 1. We've got Cassandra watching from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. We're going to have somebody on later from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
I was going to say.
That one's on the outside corner, and it's 1-1.
Not to tease things too much, but coming up a little bit later on.
Into the windup goes Gonzalez. Here's the 1-1 home. Swing, and I don't know if he fouled it back or came up empty on the swing. Either way, it's 1-2.
Yeah, no motion from the umpire that it was a foul ball, but nobody aboard. Not a huge difference there. Way up now, Gonzalez.
1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody away. Gonzalez shakes Ruiz once. Here's the pitch on its way, breaking ball. Henriquez says it clipped him, and the home plate umpire says, nuh-uh. I saw that elbow stick out there. He brings him right back. It's ball 2. Hindsight, not sure if he was calling him for leaning in or if he said it didn't hit him, because either way it was close. Here's the 2-2. Low, 3-2.
Panthers trying to get the leadoff man on here. They also have not been able to get a whole lot of base runners.
That one, no doubt about it, clipped Tyler Henriquez. So a 3-2 count. That one gets him in the back, and Kitchener will lead off the 5th base runner.
Making his way down there to first base, and now Kitchener a chance to see if they can get something going here in the 5th.
It'll be Stephen Whalen stepping into the batter's box here, 0 for 1 on the day. Pop out to shortstop. In his first at-bat, has Henriquez over at first, nobody out. Kitchener trying to be the first team to put a runner in scoring position. Gonzalez sets. Here's the pitch. Squaring around to bunt is Whalen. He'll pop that one foul straight back, and it's 0-1.
Panthers maybe getting a sense of the way this ball game has rolled so far that they don't mind sacrificing it out to get a runner to scoring position. Place no runner has seen yet today.
No balls, 1 strike. Gonzalez peeks back at first. Comes set out there on the mound. 0-1 home. Whalen does not square. Fights that one off down the third baseline. Oh, he almost had it. Fan had it in his hands. It fell out, and it's 0-2. One of the nice things about a small ballpark is you can see every fan as they try to reel in a foul ball. You don't get that at a park like Rogers Center or those big MLB stadiums with the upper deck and things like that. Unless the camera catches it, it's hard to see. But here at Labatt Park, we've got a view of everybody. Gonzalez sets out there on the mound. 0-2 to Stephen Whalen. Here's the pitch on its way. Hooked down the right field line, but foul. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Good crowd here at the ballpark tonight as well, Dylan.
Yeah, it was a little sparse at the beginning of the game, but it started to fill out a little bit.
Of course, into summer now. Kids are off school, so we start to see a lot more of them into the month of July and August.
Here's the pitch on its way, off the plate outside, and it's 1-2. Beautiful night for baseball. The skyline is looking just fantastic here at sunset. Get a look at it on your screen there. I mean, look at that. Beautiful. 1-2's the count to Stephen Whalen as Edison Gonzalez comes set on the mound. Henriquez takes his lead off at first. Here's the pitch. That's well outside. Ruiz did a good job tracking that one into the glove. It's 2-2.
Henriquez at times here, Dylan, has been kind of jumping around a little bit over there at first base, maybe trying to draw the eye of Gonzalez.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Gonzalez sets on the mound. Henriquez, he's on the move. That one's inside. The throw from Ruiz is high. Gets over Candel and past Reyes Cruz. Lawrence is going to come up throwing, but Henriquez thinks better of it and will stay at second base. So he's in scoring position. There's our first man in scoring position as there's a full count now on Stephen Whalen.
Yeah, that stolen base moves man up to second for the first time this evening.
And are they saying that was strike 3 instead of ball 3? It was a 2-2 count. Wow, okay. I thought that one missed, but home plate umpire clearly thought otherwise. Just trying to get a look at it on our screen here. It was tight, that's for sure, but home plate umpire giving the Majors the benefit of the doubt. Here's the pitch. That one misses for ball 1.
Helps the Majors a bit there.
Big first out for Edison Gonzalez. Everybody focused on the play at second base that nobody saw the home plate umpire's call. 1-0, that's skied in the air. Foul territory by Keegan Marsden. Brad Verhoeven racing towards the wall. That one drops in. Foul territory. One ball, one strike, one away. Home plate umpire needs some baseballs.
Gonzalez being forced to work here. 12 pitches so far in the top of the 5th.
Only one out to show for it up to this point. Gonzalez peeks back. Here's the pitch on its way. In the dirt, gets away from Chris Ruiz. And it's 2-1. Two balls, one strike, one away. Gonzalez looks in for the sign. Comes set on the rubber. Peeks back at second. Here's the pitch on its way. Marsden rips that one to first base. Nice stop by Josh Williams, who will go to the bag and record the second out of the top of the 5th inning. Tough play. That one hit hard, but Williams moved over nicely to make the grab.
On the play, the Panthers are able to get a runner to third base, 90 feet away from scoring, but with it, 2 out now in the inning.
Pardon me, no, go ahead.
They're going to need a big at-bat here from Ibarra to try and bring him in.
Low-scoring game so far. We'll see if Junior Ibarra can get the Panthers on the score sheet. Here's the first pitch from Gonzalez on the ground to shortstop. Candel waits back for the big hop. Delivers a strong throw to first, but it's over the head of Josh Williams. The Panthers will get on the board. A chopper to Keith Candel, waited for the ball to come to him, unloaded off the back foot, and that one sails over the head of the Majors' first baseman, which will allow Tyler Henriquez to score. And the Panthers are up 1-0.
That was going to be a tough play for Keith Candel. Had to almost wait back on it for the hop. And error charged on the play to Keith Candel brings in the first run of the ball game.
So Gonzalez, an unearned run there against him. Still has yet to allow a hit in the ball game. Here's the pitch, faking a break from first is Ibarra. That one misses. Ruiz thought it should have been a strike. Scoreboard here at Labatt Park displaying 2 hits. But we can confirm no hits in the scorebook for the Panthers. Ruiz steps out from behind the plate, and they're going to go talk to Gonzalez again. Looks like it.
Yeah, just going to chat things over here, I think. It can be frustrating for the pitcher there. He had a chance to get out of the inning. And Candel, he had to get a lot on that throw to get it there. Certainly did, but just came up a little bit tall of the tall target at first base in Williams.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 away. Ibarra takes his lead off the bag at first. On the move, faked that he was on the move as that one is flared into right field and it drops in foul. Ibarra all the way around second base already by the time that ball fell in. Counts 1-1.
Count moves to 1-1, and after that flare.
1 ball, 1 strike. Gonzalez shakes a couple of times. Now comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch to Humberto Ruiz on the ground to third base. Brad Verhoeven to his left. Throw on to Williams. Stayed on the bag. And it's in time to get Humberto Ruiz. Good stretch there from Josh Williams. Edison Gonzalez gets out of it, allowing just the 1 unearned run.
Wow, what a nice play over there at first base. And with that, we will send it downstairs. In just a second, I believe we have Jaci Solomon standing on by. Jaci?
Welcome back, fans. I'm Jaci Solomon, and I'm joined here with Curtis O'Reilly. Cam O'Reilly, a pitcher for the London Majors. His father has traveled all the way from Saskatchewan to be here this evening. Now, Curtis, what is it like being here tonight?
Oh, it's pretty amazing. I've seen the stadium online and on your feed, and it's everything I thought it would be and more. It's just a beautiful facility.
Now, growing up, how did Cam get into baseball?
Well, he played Moose Jaw Little League in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan from about maybe 5 or 6 or 7 years old and followed the normal course that way. Yeah.
How old was he started, and as a parent, how did you kind of nurture his talent and get him to where he is today?
Well, he showed a strong left arm early in his career, in his youth, and he showed some ability to pitch and took him to inside pitch training in Regina, Saskatchewan with Morgan Ryder, and he developed and refined his skills, and he's just seeing how far it goes.
While you're down here, are you and Cam going to do any father-son bonding?
Yeah, for sure. Actually, yesterday we went to Detroit and watched Oakland at Detroit, and he'd been to Comerica Park a couple times, but I hadn't, so that was very nice to be there with him. And he watched the guys warm up in the bullpen, and you kind of think about how far off are you from that and what do you need to do.
Thank you so much, Curtis, for joining us here tonight. Dylan and Noel, we'll send it back to you in the Game Day London press box.
JC Curtis, thank you. All the way from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Curtis O'Reilly. Cam O'Reilly, one of the better relievers for the Majors this season in 7 games, sporting a .291 earned run average. Big thank you to Curtis for joining us on the broadcast today.
Yeah, absolutely. We had the chance to figure out before the game that he might come on up and join us here in the booth, and actually we ended up getting him to talk with JC down there. And he's here obviously enjoying some time in the Forest City.
Big thanks to Rick Corner from the Majors Alumni Association as well for helping set things up, telling us that Curtis was here tonight, otherwise we wouldn't have been aware. Tommy Reyes-Cruz will dig into the batter's box to face Yamichel Perez. It'll be Reyes-Cruz, Candel, and Verhoeven. First pitch to Reyes-Cruz in there for a strike.
Now, Dylan, I've got my Google Maps out here. How long do you think the drive is? Quickest route, according to Google Maps, to Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Before I get to that, Reyes-Cruz pops that one into foul territory. There is Raul Gonzalez, and he makes the grab for the first out of the bottom of the 5th inning. Back to the Moose Jaw travel.
That's my trivia question of the day.
Oh, man. I'm trying to think how long it takes to get from here to just the end of Ontario, just the Manitoba border.
Okay.
And that's a long time.
Well, I'll let you know that the quickest route is to go through the United States.
To go through the United States,
so if you take that route, we're talking Wisconsin, Minnesota, I think even North Dakota as well.
I got to think
it's a long drive, man. It's a long drive. I don't think Curtis drove it.
He did. He told me.
Did he
actually ran into him
oh, wow.
on the concourse, and he told me that he drove from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan.
Did he come through Canada? Did he say that?
I didn't ask. I didn't think to ask. Pitch here to Keith Candel is in there for a strike. I'm going to guess, oh, man. I'm going to guess over a day. Is it over a day, or am I overshooting it?
It is under a day. Well, it depends, like a day being 24 hours.
Yes, that's off the plate.
It is
outside.
Under a day by all of 4 minutes.
Really?
23
so
hours.
I think you give me that one.
Okay. 23 hours and 56 minutes.
That one off the plate outside to Keith Candel.
And that is
wow.
that is distance to distance the entire drive. And to be fair, you might be able to cut a few minutes off that, but that takes you from Labatt Park all the way to Ross Wells Stadium, home of the Moose Jaw Miller Express, I believe.
That one popped into foul territory, gets out of play. The Moose Jaw Miller Express. We are pulling out all the Moose Jaw stops tonight.
And I hope I'm right on that, but I think that is one of the teams out there
Moose Jaw Miller Express. You're right on it, Noah.
We've had some former IBL players that have spent some time out there. So the names, they bounce around the head a few times.
It's true. That's true. Interesting right now in the Majors bullpen, as Edison Gonzalez is through 5 innings, allowing 1 run, has yet to concede a hit. Pitch to Keith Candell on the ground at third base. Raul Gonzalez is there. Throws over to Keegan Marsden, who dropped the baseball. The throw from Gonzalez was in the dirt. And Keith Candell is able to reach first for the Majors with 1 away.
Marsden looks like he had his glove there and actually had it picked before the ball fell out of his glove on the upswing.
We'll see who the error is charged to, whether it's Gonzalez or Marsden. It is an error on the scoreboard, and it's an error charged to Marsden, assist to Gonzalez at third, as Brad Verhoeven digs in. Now, as I was saying before Candell put that ball in play, there is action in the Majors bullpen. Candell's on the move. Verhoeven hit and run, popped high in the air, shallow right field. Whalen moving back. He's under it, makes the catch. And there's 2 gone now in the bottom of the 5th inning. But finally, I'll get to my point here. Alex Springer is loosening in the Majors bullpen, despite the fact that Gonzalez is at 70 pitches. Perhaps trying to save him for the stretch of games the Majors have here, unless something happened in the 5th inning and Gonzalez may not be able to return. Not sure, but right now Alex Springer, who threw 3 scoreless to earn the save on Friday, is loosening in the Majors bullpen. Yamichel Perez comes set out there on the mound. Here's the pitch to Drew Lawrence, the leadoff man. That one misses low, and it's ball 1. Candell lead off of first base. Had a pretty decent jump on the ball that Verhoeven put in play on the hit and run. He's not moving here. Lawrence in the air, center field. Moving over to his left is Andy Leader. He's camped under it, makes the catch, and that'll do it for the bottom of the 5th inning. Majors get a base runner thanks to the error, but leave him stranded once again. We're through 5 completed Labatt Park, 1-0 Panthers.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years. Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Back here for the top of the 6th inning at Labatt Park. 1-0 Kitchener Panthers. They got their lone run back in the 5th inning. Here in downtown London, we get you a look at the Osprey. We haven't seen the Osprey in forever. Noah, you know how to get me excited here in the booth.
Bird cam alert.
I love
it. First time this year?
First time this year we've gone up to the Osprey.
What a good shot.
That's fantastic. Great look. Trying to figure out which of our Majors TV cameramen is on that. I think it's Matthew Young down there.
In case, the question, in case this ever comes up in a trivia conversation, who is the longest holding season ticket member of the London Majors? It's the Osprey.
It sure is. The Osprey, since 2010, Butch McClarty's often in the chat. He'll tell us, but I think 2010 is when the Osprey got here.
You think?
Maybe 2011. I don't know how long an Osprey lives.
Is it the same one? These are questions we need answers to.
Oh, now we're asking questions.
Is there any way to find out besides climbing the pole and meeting the Osprey?
So the typical lifespan of an Osprey is 7 to 10 years, but they can grow to as old as 20 to 25. So if this is the same Osprey, it is doing a great job of hanging out at Labatt Park and surviving up there in those Labatt Park lights as new arm onto the mound for the Majors is Alex Springer, Noah. So it is, in fact, a change from Edison Gonzalez. 70 pitches over 5 innings. Not sure if that's where he was expected to sit. Roop Chanada didn't say when we were talking to him before the game today. But Springer into the ball game. First pitch is in there for a strike. And I mentioned it earlier, Alex Springer in his IBL debut last week really impressed for the Majors. Here's the 0-1 home. That's in the dirt, 1-1.
Yeah, made his IBL debut last week, as you mentioned, and pitched 3 innings in the win over Welland. Got the save and struck out 4. He did a fantastic job out of the bullpen.
That one misses there, and it's 2-1 to Blake Jacklin, top of the Panthers' order here. I was talking to Majors manager Roop Chanada about Alex Springer, and he was telling me, he's like, people often forget that we have practices for these teams, and we can see these guys in live at-bats as that one is skied in the air on the infield. Josh Williams camping under it, calling for it, a bit of trouble with it, but he makes the catch. And there's one gone.
Still in the sky right now. It's just getting past the point where it's tough to see the ball. You can get a good look at it there beyond center field. It's actually a little bit darker than that right now where that ball was caught, but it's that time of night where it can be tough on those high pop-ups.
Absolutely it is. A lot of times there's some 18U baseball here at Labatt Park at 8:30 start, and it's tough for the first few innings to see some fly balls right around this time. A pop fly is difficult to track as the first pitch to Andy Leader is in there for a strike. Springer sets on the mound. Here's the pitch. Off the plate inside. It's 1-1.
Dylan, you go back to the start from Gonzalez this evening. The being pulled this early, it can only be 2 things as far as I'm concerned. Something didn't feel right, which we obviously didn't see and won't know, or they're saving him for Tuesday night, and I think that would be your better guess.
Yeah, with the way Gonzalez was rolling, you'd love to have him firing on all cylinders against the Welland Jackfish, first place Welland Jackfish on Tuesday. We'll see if that's what the plan is for the Majors. Springer allows Leader to drive that one to left field and deep. If it's fair, it's going to be trouble, but it drops into foul territory at the very last moment, and it's 2-2.
Well, it's hit a long way and a long run to try and track that one down. Fortunately, it drops in foul territory. 2-2 the count. And a chance to try and put him away.
2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Leader fouled off once again, and we'll try once more on 2-2. Alex Springer sets out there on the mound. Pitch to Andy Leader is scorched down the third base line into left field. Miles Miller on it quickly. Leader going to challenge. He's around first with a hard turn, but he'll stop right there and scamper back to the bag. So it's a 1-out single for Andy Leader on a ball that he hit hard.
Yeah, scorched is the proper word to use there, Dylan. That ball was hit hard down the line. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't test the arm, but Miller got there quickly, and I think that's what saved it there.
Got a great look at his hard turnaround first on our Majors TV feed here. That one in there for a strike to Raul Gonzalez. Gonzalez went 0 for 2 against Edison Gonzalez. A ground out and a line out. Taking his lead off of first is Leader. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez in the air. Right field. Joseph giving chase into foul territory. Long run. And it's just foul. Starling Joseph got to that baseball, I think. It might have been just out of his reach. But he traveled a long way to get there.
Yeah, Dylan, he just missed that one. Foul territory. That's a long way to go. Fence converges just past the foul pole, and Joseph had maybe another 5 feet before he ran into the wall there, so he had to hold up quickly there. Ball dropped, but the count goes to 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes. Leader taking his lead off of first base. That one lines straight back at the screen. And we'll try it again on 0-2 here. Springer working with a runner on. Here's the pitch. Gonzalez hits that one foul. Springer conceded 3 hits in his outing against Welland. Faced 12 batters, an average of 4 per inning in his 3 innings of work. Didn't walk a batter. On the move is leader from first base. Gonzalez hits that one foul. So a good battle brewing here between Springer and Gonzalez, and we'll try again here on 0-2.
Yeah, great battle at the plate. A lot of 2-strike pitches coming here around the zone. And continuing to battle there. Panthers put the runner in motion, trying for a little hit and run. See if they do it again here on 0-2.
0-2, leader leaning a little bit, fakes a break. Springer thinking about him. He'll throw over. Get a look at leader taking his lead on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. That one high. Ruiz gets up there to grab it, but it's 1-2 on Gonzalez.
I like that pitch as a pitcher because you just need to break up the pattern at some point.
1-2 home. Gonzalez in the air. Foul territory. Long run for Williams, Joseph, and Reyes Cruz. And Noah, would you be shocked if I told you it's another foul ball?
Not one bit.
Gonzalez has fouled off 5 pitches in this at-bat, including 4 consecutive pitches after taking strike 1. So it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Springer sets out there on the rubber. Pitch on its way home. Gonzalez fouled that one off as well. This is why Raul Gonzalez has been such a tough out at the plate. He just battles and battles and battles, batting .387 on the season for Kitchener. I believe he won a Player of the Week honor earlier in the year. Not sure if it was Player of the Month. Here's the 2-2 home off the plate outside. Pardon me, 1-2 home. Now it's 2-2.
Really making them work out there on the hill.
Springer up at 19 pitches through a third of an inning, and a lot of those pitches have come here against Gonzalez. Leader saw a few as
10?
well.
It's got to be up to close to 10 pitches in this at-bat.
Pitch is skied in the air. This one is in play. Drew Lawrence to his left, Starling Joseph to his right. It'll be the right fielder, Joseph, who calls off Lawrence and makes the grab. 2 gone now in the top of the 6th.
Finally putting an end to that battle. Those can be tough to stay motivated in at times. Obviously, you want to win the battle, but at some point as a pitcher, you also just want that at-bat to be over.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it means, hey, if he gets on and no damage is done, I just need to see somebody else at this point. Somebody else in that batter's box.
Well, he was able to record the out against Gonzalez and now has to deal with Marcel Lacasse. Pitch on its way. Lacasse takes on the outside corner for strike 1. Mentioned that Lacasse, the Gatineau native, was traded from the Barrie Baycats, where he played last year as well, I believe. Here's the pitch on its way, moving his leader from first. Line shot. Reyes Cruz caught that one right off of the dirt, and Lacasse is retired to end the top of the 6th inning. It was a long one in terms of pitch count for Alex Springer, but no damage done. Still 1-0 Kitchener.
We move along here into the middle of inning number 6. You see on your line score there. Panthers finally into the hit column there. 1-1, 1 run on 1 hit and 1 error. The Majors have 4 hits. They have not been able to find the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, just the 1 hit for Kitchener, and it was actually Andy Leader's base hit down the line. Prior to that, there were some errors that allowed the Kitchener Panthers to get aboard, but nothing else.
Another check on the out-of-town scoreboard. Hamilton has opened things up a little bit more at home against the Brantford Red Sox. That game now a score of 7-1 for the Cardinals.
Blue Jays also in action. Alec Manoah was done, I believe, correct, Noah? 6 innings, allowing 1 run.
Yeah, 8-2 the Blue Jays over the Tigers right now. top of the ninth inning. Jays have the bases loaded, nobody out, trying to push a few more on here. But yeah, good start return for Alec Manoah. 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, no walks, struck out 1 earned run.
Get a look at the crowd here on hand. Some jackets coming out. As mentioned, the humidity not quite as prevalent here today as it has been. You see Matthew Young up there. Speaking of Matthew Young, while we've got him on camera, it's his birthday tomorrow. Matthew Young, our Majors TV cameraman, you see him in his blue hoodie up there operating that camera. Very happy birthday to Matthew. I don't think he knows he's on camera.
No, he
right
doesn't.
Now. He's got no clue. But happy birthday to Matthew, who is celebrating tomorrow.
He doesn't. Listen, he doesn't look impressed right now, but I swear, spending time here at the ballpark with the Majors TV crew, there's nothing better to it.
It's a great time. It's a great time. We'll have to show Matthew that clip after the ball game. For now, at Labatt Park, it is Miles Miller, Cleveland Brownlee, Starling Joseph, as the Majors try to get on the scoreboard. They've got 4 hits in the ball game against Yamichel Perez, but have not been able to push any runs across. Miles Miller fouls that one off, and it's 0-1.
Big part of the ball game here. You fall behind by a run that the Panthers, pushed across in the 5th inning, and now you got a chance to try and put that run back on. Good part of the order here. Miller to get started, and then some of the power bats behind him, see if they can bring him in.
1 ball, 1 strike to Miller as that one missed. That pitch off the plate. 2-1 now to Miles Miller. Yamichel Perez, 77 pitches through 5 innings. That includes the 3 that he's thrown here to Miles Miller. 2-1 home. In there for a strike to Miller. It's 2-2.
Majors have 4 hits in the ball game, Dylan, but something they haven't done yet this evening is put 2 of them in the same inning.
Here's the pitch. Miller fouls that one back. 2-2 again. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Miles Miller found himself in the leadoff spot quite a bit last week, trying to get something going here for the Majors in the bottom of the 6th inning.
They'd love to find a base runner here to begin this bottom half of inning number 6.
2-2 home. Miller chops that one on the ground towards third base. Going to be a tough play. Gonzalez, bare hand, throw to first, not in time. Great hustle by Miles Miller and a great effort by Raul Gonzalez, the third baseman, to nearly record the first out.
Dylan, with Miles Miller running, I was at first a little shocked they were going to try to make that play. It's almost one you would think they would concede. But what a pickup and what a throw across the diamond. Nearly getting it. Nearly getting Miller. But the Majors have the leadoff man aboard here. What will be an infield hit in their 5th hit of the ball game.
So Cleveland Brownlee into the batter's box here for London. Brownlee 0 for 2. Pitch on its way, Brownlee. A little too eager on that swing. It's 0-1.
Change up again, it looked like. Brownlee well out in front.
Yamichel Perez looks in for the sign from Junior Ibarra. Miller is lead off at first, not a big one. He's dancing around, trying to get the attention of the pitcher on the mound. Brownlee fouls that one straight back, and quickly he's behind 0-2.
Not shying on being aggressive here is Cleveland Brownlee. First 2 pitches, and he's swinging at both of them.
Brownlee knows that the Majors need a base runner in scoring position, just trying to put them in a position to do that. As Perez looks in for the sign, comes set out there on the mound. Peeks over at Miller. Pitch on its way, Brownlee to left field. Moving over is Blake Jacklin. Camped under, no, it's over his head, he lost it in the lights. Miles Miller around second, and he will get to third base. I thought Blake Jacklin was camped under it. He never saw it.
Well, Dylan, I don't know if Blake Jacklin thought he was underneath it, but that ball landed 35 feet behind him near the warning track.
Cleveland Brownlee throws his arms up, says, I'll take it. Man, oh man, he just lost it in the lights.
And what a turn of events here for the Majors.
Wow. Now there's runners at first and third. Yamichel Perez showing some frustration out there on the mound. Tough one. Miles Miller did a great job going halfway, not trotting back when he saw Jacklin camped under it, because Jacklin looked like he was preparing to make a catch. He didn't throw his arms up there until it had already landed behind him.
Well, Dylan, it has gotten darker here. Sun set about 15 minutes ago. But the sky's still that weird hue. And that ball was hit high. It was popped up a good amount by Brownlee.
So Starling Joseph steps into the batter's box here. Runners at the corners, no pinch runner for Brownlee. Rup Chanardat deciding that it's more beneficial to keep him in the game with the potential he gets another at-bat later on in this close game.
And he will, just being the 6th inning here. You get at least one more chance to swing the bat, and that's all Rup Chanardat needs to know to keep him in.
That one is inside to Starling Joseph for ball 1. Majors need to push a run across here, and they've got the right part of the order to do it. It's Starling Joseph, Josh Williams, Chris Ruiz, 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah, they're in a good spot, but you need to make sure you get this ball game at least tied. Panthers infield not playing in. They'll take a double play in exchange for a run.
Pitch to Joseph, swing and a miss on a high fastball, snap throw to third, and a great job by Raul Gonzalez getting to that baseball, falling on top of Miles Miller. They both check on each other, make sure the other one's okay, and they shake hands there, give a hug. But that one was a scary play for the Panthers. Junior Ibarra not afraid to show off the arm. We've seen that a couple of times tonight. We saw a snap throw to first when Joseph was over there, snap throw to third with Miller down there, and Gonzalez a dive to keep that one from going into left field. On the mound is Yamichel Perez up at 85 pitches now. No action in the Panthers bullpen. Perez looks in, comes set. Brownlee is lead off at first, not an overly big one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch to Joseph in the air. This one shallow into right field. Backpedaling Whalen, gonna be trouble, but right there to make the catch is Humberto Ruiz. Throw comes into the plate, and Ibarra will call time. A ball that was popped into shallow right, thought it might be an issue, but Ruiz comes up clutch.
Well, and once again, I hate to keep on, banging on the same point here, but once again, you see trouble when that ball gets up in the air. Bailed out a little bit by Ruiz and right, but fortunately for the Panthers, they have that first out. And more importantly now, double play in order. Looks try and work themselves out of this jam.
So double play in order here, as you mentioned. A little first base coach change. Charles Bowman heads to the dugout, potentially to become a pinch runner or pinch hitter at some point. Josh Williams in the batter's box. Cleveland Brownlee stands at first, Miles Miller at third. Williams hit a homer in Hamilton to make things close. Trying to come up with a clutch hit on his home field as that one misses high.
Obviously, you can look at the job that needs to be done here by Williams, but what you want to make sure you don't do is hit that ball on the ground. Keep the inning moving at all costs.
1-0 home. Williams in the hole. Going to be a tough play. That one gets through. An RBI single for Josh Williams puts the Majors on the board. They've tied this one up. It's 1-1.
Well, I talked about how you didn't want to put the ball on the ground. Of course, there's always the asterisk there. And he finds the hole. In between the shortstop and the third baseman, the Majors have tied this ball game with what is their 7th hit now in the ball game.
That one found the perfect spot in the 5-6 hole there between the shortstop and the third baseman. Into left field, Williams did a good job staying with that pitch. It was on the outside part of the plate, drove it the opposite way. And now we get a pinch runner for Cleveland Brownlee. Charles Bowman will do that.
You got to wonder if the Majors might have wanted to make that move a little bit earlier, but now Charles Bowman will come in and pinch run for Cleveland Brownlee.
So Bowman in scoring position. He represents the go-ahead run. Do you think the fact that he's now in scoring position had something to do with that, Noah? Is that what prompted Roop Chanada to make the move now?
It might have. To be honest with you, I was a little bit surprised they didn't make the move earlier, given the double play situation. Of course, the ball hit hard enough. It doesn't matter who's running from first to second. But now they're looking to try and get the first lead, their first lead of the ball game.
Chris Ruiz in the batter's box. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch from Perez. That one misses high for ball one. Ruiz 1 for 2. Floated a single into right field his first at bat, then was retired in his second trip on a strikeout looking. If he can put a ball in the same spot into right field, it would be potentially extra bases with how far off the line Humberto Ruiz is playing in right field. Peeking back a few times is Perez. The pitch inside to Ruiz. Big lead for Bowman. Now he's caught. Throw to second. Whalen to Gonzalez at third, and it's dropped. A pitch inside to Chris Ruiz. Bowman was caught between second and third. Ibarra got it to second, and Whalen's throw to third was dropped by Raul Gonzalez.
Bowman got caught being a little bit aggressive there, Dylan. That ball was in the dirt, and I'm not sure if he saw something that was missed by everybody else. He thought that ball got through. It did not, and he got hung out to dry, fortunately for the Majors and Bowman. That ball dropped on the throw to third. Majors now runners at the corners.
Here's the pitch on its way. Ruiz, big swing, comes up empty on 2-0. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Middle and double play depth. Corners not in. Playing back as well. They can turn 2 at second base. Williams and Ruiz running. Not really speed threats at either first or second.
Good chance for the Panthers here to try and turn 2 and get out of the inning.
Coming set on the rubber is Perez. Up over 90 pitches now. That one is low and away. 3-1 to Chris Ruiz. On deck is Tommy Reyes-Cruz, the lefty, as we see some action in the Panthers bullpen.
I believe that's Tyler Lawrence throwing down in the bullpen. Three and 1 count now. So the Majors right-hand bat.
3-2 off the plate outside. That is ball 4 to Chris Ruiz. So a 1-out walk will load the bases. We'll see if we get a mound visit here from Bill Maticic or a member of the Panthers coaching staff, as Ruiz hands his equipment to the Majors bat boy. I think the corners are coming in here. Will Pollard will pinch run.
Yeah, we'll get a pinch runner in there for Williams. We haven't seen a mound visit yet. There's a good look at the Kitchener Panthers bullpen, which now has
Liam Devine
another lefty up and throwing.
Liam Devine is number 59 out there. He is throwing right now. 2 pinch runners. Will Pollard's at second. Charles Bowman's at third. Tommy Reyes-Cruz delivered the blow that put the Majors ahead for good against the Cardinals last Saturday on Canada Day. He's got a chance to do the same here. The bases are loaded. The infield is in. Reyes-Cruz takes a strike from Yamichel Perez. It's 0-1.
Panthers sensing that this run could be an important one. They'll try to cut it down at home plate with the infield in now with 1 gone. Can still turn 2.
Here's the 0-1 home. Reyes-Cruz fouls that one off over the seats in left field. No balls, 2 strikes. Reyes-Cruz in the hole now. Keith Candell waits on deck. Panthers infield would back up if they can get a second out here. 0-2 to Reyes-Cruz. That one is up and away. Tried to get an eager Reyes-Cruz swinging, didn't chase. Here's the 1-2 home. Reyes Cruz floats that one to left field. Jacklin moving back. Tagging at third is Bowman. He'll challenge the arm. Here's the throw. Cut off by Gonzalez. Tag applied at third. And was it in time to get Pollard?
Well, this is going to be interesting here. Does this run come in and score? I think he made it there in time.
No, he did not. The tag was applied at third base before Charles Bowman crossed home. A smart, alert play by Raul Gonzalez, the third baseman, catching that ball and applying the tag. Majors manager Rube Chanardad is out there to talk things over with third base umpire Bob Blake. Man, oh man, it is a tough blow for the Majors there.
Well, Rupe's out to chat with Bob Blake, the third base umpire. Dylan, it looked to me like the tag was there.
It was, and I think he might be saying maybe that the fielder Gonzalez got in the way. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what the call would be here. He's not arguing with the home plate umpire who ruled that the run didn't count.
So clearly Rupe's problem here is with the call at third base, the out call.
But I agree entirely with the home plate umpire. Bowman did not cross when the tag was applied. He was not across the plate yet. And now Rupe is going to head over and have a conversation with the home plate umpire. Might just be to tell him that Kane McGee's into the ball game here. Now going to talk over the play. Some animosity from Rupe here. Get a good look at it on your screen. Frustration, and I don't know if we caught it on the camera when that run crossed. I could see it out of the corner of my eye. When Gonzalez cut that baseball off and the tag was applied, Charles Bowman didn't look like he was across the plate to me. Looked like he was a few steps away. And now the umpires are going to talk this over. Well, we're glad we didn't go to break here because we would have missed some key moments in this discussion.
We'll see what I don't imagine they'll change anything here, Dylan. I don't see any reason why they would. They're going to chat things over at least, just inside of the lines here on the infield. The Majors have, for the most part, made their way out to take the field in what would be the top half of inning number 7.
First base umpire, the only guy that didn't have a call to make there. Maybe he was able to see both.
Yeah, he's got the wider view.
Yeah. Let's see what they decide. I'm with you, no. I don't think they can overturn. I don't think they're going to overturn
everything
this.
here, as much as it's a terrible situation for the Majors, everything here to me, Dylan, looks right.
Yeah.
Tag play applied. He went to get the ball, wasn't blocking a lane to third. And the runner didn't make it home. Bowman did not touch home plate before that tag was applied at third.
Long discussion here between the umpires. And listen, we're not sure what manager Rube Chanardad was arguing with third base umpire Bob Blake, right? Could have been that Gonzalez obstructed the path of Pollard running to third base, but we'll see. They're still talking it over. Some nods now. They may be coming close to a decision.
And it's just going to be a conversation with Rube Chanardad as we get it. A nice zoom in there.
And all three guys talking things over with Rube. Trying to figure out what they're pointing about. We're trying to do our best to read some hand signals here.
We need some down on the field microphones that we can zoom in on the audio. If you're just joining us here, 1-1 ball game as we presumably make our way to the 7th inning. Majors were able to tie the game with a run in the bottom of inning number 6. But with the bases loaded and one out, it was a double play by the Panthers, a fly out to left and then a tag out on the play at third that ended the inning before the Majors could get the go-ahead run across.
What a smart play by Raul Gonzalez over at third base. That is a veteran move to cut that ball off and just apply the tag right there because Will Pollard was still running to third base. Instead of thinking only about the run, he knew that if he got that tag on quickly, that run doesn't count anyway. And sure enough, it did not.
Well, it's not always the first thing that comes to your mind as well there, but if you're Pollard, you got to make sure you don't run into that out.
Squaring around a bunt is Tyler Henriquez. It's a pretty good one. Springer off the mound to field it, and he won't get Henriquez running down the line.
Well, pretty good or perfect, Dylan. What a great location for that bunt. Lefty on the hill had no choice but to either spin or do a side toss, and I don't think either one of them was going to get to first in time.
Well, we've seen Blue Jays outfielder Dalton Varsho pull this a lot this season. With a lefty on the mound, the lefty always falls over to the third base side. You put one up the first base line, it's nearly impossible to field in time as long as you get it in the right spot. And right there, Henriquez did just that.
Yeah, you keep it about a foot off the line, maybe 2 feet off the line so it stays on the grass.
Here's the pitch to Stephen Whalen. That's inside for ball 1. We're glad you're with us on this all of a sudden dramatic Friday night after some close calls in the previous inning. 1-1 between London and Kitchener. Alex Springer ready on the mound. Taking his lead from first is Henriquez. Springer steps off. Here's the 1-0 home. Swing and a miss from Whalen. It's 1-1. One ball, one strike. Whalen in the batter's box. Over at first base, Henriquez. Springer thinking about him. Throws over. That's Kane McGee over at first base now.
Well played ball game on either side so far tonight through the first 6 complete innings. And a 1-1 tie.
Squaring around a bunt as Whalen pulls back as that one nearly got him up high. 2-1 the count.
First 2 times these teams have met this season. I believe the first game, 11 combined runs. Game 2, 16 combined runs. Not the case so far tonight. Still 3 innings to play, of course.
Worth mentioning, Kitchener was way ahead of London in both of those games, 9-2 and 11-5. Here's the pitch. Whalen shatters his bat, and that is up the first base line. It's a fair ball. Kane McGee will touch the bag. Stephen Whalen, I think, got that way in on the hands.
Yeah, that's got to hurt. There is no doubt about that. You pick the bat up there as they take that off the field, and you can kind of get a glimpse at it there just off to the bottom left, picking up the bat. Yeah. It's almost broken right on the hands, Dylan.
Yeah. He's being checked on there by the trainer, so Stephen Whalen retired after that play, and there's one gone now in the top of the 7th inning, though Tyler Henriquez moves into scoring position for Kitchener.
Yeah, almost like a perfectly placed swinging bunt down the first base line.
Whalen would have preferred a less painful way to get that bunt down, that's for sure. Chris Ruiz going to go over some signs with Alex Springer here, as there's now a runner in scoring position. Keegan Marsden, the number 7 hitter. Junior Ibarra, the number 8 hitter, is on deck. Double play not in order here, as Henriquez is able to move up to second on the Whalen ball in play. Springer comes set out there on the rubber. Peeks back at second. Henriquez a big lead. That one inside on Keegan Marsden, saying it hit him, and the home plate umpire shakes his head. Second time we've seen a Panther upset with a missed hit by pitch call in their view. I believe it was Tyler Henriquez, who's actually at second base right now, who said he got clipped in the elbow, and the home plate umpire said no in that instance as well. 1-2. Peeking back at second is Springer. Henriquez is on the move. Pretty good jump. Here's the throw from Ruiz from his knees in plenty of time, and they got him. Chris Ruiz, a laser from behind the plate, and Tyler Henriquez is caught stealing third.
I don't know if Henriquez thought he was getting a good read on Springer on the hill. But the decision to run there baffles me a little bit.
You got a lefty at the plate, so it's a clear throwing lane for the catcher, Ruiz. You know Ruiz has a good arm. He's only been around for a weekend, but he's already thrown out several runners. Here's the 2-0 to Marsden. Swing and a miss, 2-1. You're already in scoring position.
Yeah, scoring position.
Marsden and Ibarra coming up, right? Those are 2 big bats.
The way this ballgame's been going, there hasn't been a whole lot of hits for the Panthers, so I can see maybe trying to get something going. But at the same time, yeah, let some guys get a chance to drive you in.
Now, on the first pitch, he jumped a little bit. He thought he was on Springer then, and then he jumped once and ran on the second pitch, and he was out by quite a bit. 2-2 the count to Keegan Marsden. Springer trying to put him away. That one outside corner. He freezes him for strike 3. Alex Springer escapes the damage with some help from his catcher, Chris Ruiz. And that'll do it for the top of the 7th inning. The Panthers unable to get on the scoreboard as they search for some insurance, as do the Majors. We'll send it to our insurance tip of the game with our insurance guy. Here is Eric Gagne.
So this week's insurance tip, we're talking about swimming pools in backyards. And does your insurance agent or broker know that you have a swimming pool? Many do not realize that there is liability insurance coverage that's extended to swimming pools for those that have them in their backyards. And this protects the homeowner in the event that there's a drowning or other type of injury in relation to the pool. So make sure your insurance company knows about the pool for the liability insurance. The second piece of that is a lot of these pools are costing a lot of money to replace new. So make sure your insurance company knows the cost of the project or the pool that you put in so that they can add that to the value of your home. In the event that there's a total loss, for example, a fire at your home, chances are the pool's going to be damaged as well too, and that will need to come out and then be replaced as well. So make sure they know the value of the pool. So this week's tip, make sure your insurance company knows that you have a swimming pool. I'm Eric Gagne with our insurance guy. Now back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Eric. Back here at Labatt Park for the bottom of the 7th inning between the Majors and the Kitchener Panthers. Yamichel Perez back out there on the mound for Kitchener. Noah, some controversy in the last offensive inning for London, and they come out of it with just the 1 run.
Yeah, just the 1 run. A big run, keep in mind, for London, tying this ball game at 1 apiece, but the bases loaded, 1 out. You really want to get more than that. An unfortunate bounce, a nice play by the Kitchener Panthers to pick up the double play. Just seems the way this ball game's been going. And 1-1 as stretch time comes to a close here at Labatt Park, and we get ready for the bottom half of the 7th.
It's got to feel good for Raul Gonzalez the way that inning ended as well. If you'll recall, he dropped the throw from Stephen Whalen that allowed Charles Bowman to reach third base, and then he gets the final out on a really smart clutch play. So good job there by the veteran infielder as Keith Candell steps into the batter's box. Speaking of veteran infielders, Candell 0 for 2. It'll be Candell, Verhoeven, and Lawrence. We'll see if there are any pinch hitters in the midst. Candell squares to bunt, takes that one off the plate outside. It's ball 1.
Majors had their fair share of changes last inning. Well, those came in the form of pinch runners.
That one on the outside corner to Candell as he pulled back on another bunt attempt. It's 1-1.
We're down on field and batting practice, Dylan, and one of the things that was echoed a lot is you will see those changes.
Candell squares to bunt, and Junior Ibarra is there to catch that one in foul territory. So there's 1 gone now in the bottom of the 7th inning as the bunt attempt fails.
Good idea leading off the inning. Just failed execution there by Candell, popping it up.
So Brad Verhoeven steps into the batter's box, 0 for 2 today. One of many Majors still hitless. They've got 7 hits in the ball game, but it feels like it's kind of the same pocket of the order.
I was going to say, those 7 hits shining brightly on the scoreboard beyond right center. Besides that, the rest of the numbers out there are pretty low.
In there for a strike to Verhoeven, it's 0-1. Majors still looking for somebody to lock down that third base position right now. Swing and a miss from Verhoeven, off-speed pitch there. Robert Mackey's a candidate. Brett Graham's a candidate. Brad Verhoeven getting the start here today. Dan Battelle unable to swing the bat right now. He can play defense, but due to an injury he's nursing, can't hit at the moment as that one is cut on and missed by Verhoeven. So he's down on 3 pitches for strike 3. Still action in the Kitchener Panthers bullpen. 2 away now in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Same action we saw earlier as well. So it does look like the Panthers are going to follow up a lefty with a lefty.
Well, it's worked so far, right? The Majors do have a fair amount of lefties in their order. Now, one of those lefties was taken out in the form of Josh Williams, but replaced with another lefty in Kane McGee, who came into the ball game defensively last inning. So Liam Devine is expected to come in, at least right now. That one off the plate outside. In case you're just joining us, play to end the 6th inning. Looked like the right call from the umpires. It was tight over at third base with the tag, and Charles Bowman did not cross the plate in time. Umpires ruled that one correctly from our view, at least, as that one misses high. It's 2-0.
Yeah, always tough to tell if we had, 6 cameras running with replay. Maybe we could get a better look at it.
Drew Lawrence slashes that one foul into the seats down the right field line.
From our vantage point, everything called correctly. Majors, that was their biggest chance of the ball game. Depending on how this game goes, you might look back at that.
Yamichel Perez deals the 2-1. Lawrence lines this one right back up the middle. He's got his second hit of the ball game. He's 2 for 4.
Yeah, second hit of the ball game, and the second time he's done that, right back up the chute and into center field.
Two away here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Drew Lawrence reaches first base, and Miles Miller steps into the batter's box. Miller, one of the guys who has a hit in the ballgame. He's got 2 of them. That's what I was saying. The same pocket of the order. Drew Lawrence, Miles Miller. They've each got a couple. Cleveland Brownlee's got one. Now Michelle Perez ready on the mound. Here's the pitch. Miller on the ground to shortstop. Going to be a tough play. Charging hard. Henriquez on the run. Throw to first. Marsden can't dig it out. Lawrence going to run to third base. Marsden chases that down between first and second. A low throw from Tyler Henriquez, and Keegan Marsden couldn't pick him. So now there's runners on the corners with 2 away.
That was going to be a tough play with 2 speedy runners aboard for the Majors. No shot at getting Lawrence heading to second base. Only chance was to get Miller coming down the line at first. And you almost had to be perfect to get him. Marsden couldn't complete his end of the play. And now runners at the corners with 2 gone.
So a pinch hitter here for Charles Bowman. That is Noah Williams into the ball game. So Drew Lawrence gets to third on the error, first and third. Interesting move here. Charles Bowman, a lefty, but they bring in another lefty to hit for him in the form of Noah Williams. Williams, junior guy, former London Badger, just played for the Badgers 18U squad last year. Trying to make an impact. Had an at-bat last weekend. Did not record a hit. Dancing from both first and third. Williams in the air, foul territory. Raul Gonzalez giving chase. He's got room on the warning track into the crowd, and he's able to snag this one to retire the side. The Majors get runners on the corners with 2 away, but yet again, those runners are stranded on the base paths. We're through 7 complete here at Labatt Park. It is 1-1 between Kitchener and London.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch the ball.
Yeah, I have to say, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Back here for the 8th inning at Labatt Park between the Majors and the Kitchener Panthers. London got the first 2 batters in their order at first and third to start, with 2 away in the last inning, I should say. But were unable to push anybody across as Lawrence and Miller were left stranded.
Yeah, we'll head to the top of the 8th inning. This ball game still tied at 1 apiece. Only lead we saw lasted all of an inning and a half for the Panthers. Overall, Dylan, this has been a good ball game tonight. This has been, if you're a fan, you pay your admission to come in, you take your seat down the lines or behind the grandstand, and it has been a good ball game.
Alex Springer's back out for his 3rd inning of work. He pitched 3 last week against the Welland Jackfish to close things out. He'll have to deal with Junior Ibarra, Humberto Ruiz, and Blake Jacklin, barring any pinch hitters. 2 righties and a lefty. Pitch on its way. That one will miss to Ibarra for ball 1. That error on the Miles Miller play has been charged to Keegan Marsden. Second error charged to Marsden as that one is slashed by Ibarra to left field back, and it is off the wall. Ibarra thought it was out of here. He'll round first and be stuck there. Some frustration over at third base from the Panthers' third base coach, throwing his arms up in the air after that one.
Well, on every right to be, Dylan. That ball was hit hard, but Ibarra forgot that he was playing at Labatt Park for a second because that ball needed another probably 10 feet to get out of there, hitting off the base of the wall. And instead of what would be a leadoff man in scoring position, the Panthers will just have the leadoff single. We'll see if that plays a role, if that comes back to bite Kitchener as this inning progresses.
Well, Jack Couch would not have held that baseball in, I don't think, and Labatt Park did as Humberto Ruiz steps in. That one misses just high. Action in the Majors bullpen. Braden Farrington getting loose for London. First action we've seen since Springer came into the ball game. Not sure what. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Not sure what the plan is here for London, what the pitch limit is for Alex Springer. Springer worked 3 last week. Majors would love to see him go as long as possible, save the arms for this tough stretch. Couple of peaks over, 1-1 on its way. Ruiz takes that for a strike. It's 1-2. If you're Alex Springer, you'd love a double play, but that's tough to do with Humberto Ruiz and Blake Jacklin as the next 2 hitters. Even Andy Leader right after that. 3 guys who can beat one out if you get a ground ball. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss from Ruiz, strike 3.
Big strikeout there for Springer. Gets Ruiz down on strikes for the big first out.
So now, as mentioned, more speed for the Kitchener Panthers as Blake Jacklin strolls into the batter's box. Jacklin is 0 for 3. Ground out to second. A fly out to Drew Lawrence in center field and a pop out to Tommy Reyes Cruz, the second baseman. Here's the pitch. Squaring around a bunt is Jacklin. He takes that one just high for ball 1.
See how the Majors react after that bunt attempt. Verhoeven in at third. He's probably 2 or 3 steps in on the grass at this point.
Here's the pitch. That is inside. It is 2 balls and no strikes. Two and 0, 1 away. Coming set is Springer. On the move from first is Ibarra. On the ground, they'll stay out of the double play. Reyes Cruz the throw over to first. And there's 2 gone now in the top of the 8th inning, but Junior Ibarra makes his way to second.
Gets up to second now with 2 outs and finally up into scoring position here for the Panthers.
So that'll bring up veteran Andy Leader into the batter's box. Andy Leader batting .377 on the year, the hometown guy from Kitchener, as Chris Ruiz will head out to the mound to talk to Alex Springer. Glad you're with us on this Friday night. It's just a perfect night for baseball at Labatt Park. Alex Springer looks in for the sign. Comes set, trying to set down Andy Leader and keep this game tied heading into the bottom half of the 8th inning as that one's lined straight back at the screen, 0-1. Farrington continues to warm in the Majors bullpen. A lefty getting loose in the Panthers bullpen, just looking to confirm. Looks like it is still Liam Devine out there.
It is. He's been throwing for on and off about 2 innings now.
0-2 on its way. Took something off of that one. Leader comes up empty on the swing. It's 0-2.
Looking for the big put-away pitch now. Try and work out of this inning.
Coming set on the rubber, Springer. 0-2, 2 out. Ibarra in scoring position. Pitch on the way, right back to the mound. Alex Springer fields it cleanly, flips it over to Kane McGee, and the side is retired. Springer is through 3 scoreless innings, and it remains a 1-1 tie as we head to the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, Majors will now have a chance to try and put themselves ahead in the bottom of inning number 8. They'll have Starling Joseph, Caden McGee, and Ruiz up here, barring any pinch hitters.
Not a bad spot to be in the order if you need to put some runs across in a hurry. Some pop there, some contact ability as well, as they draw the winning 50-50 ticket number here at Labatt Park.
And Dylan, I think we might be getting that change on the hill.
Looks like it. Liam Devine heading out there right now for the Kitchener Panthers towards the rubber. And it appears as though he will take over for Kitchener on the mound here. Trying to get you his numbers on the season. There he is, listed as number 46 on the website, but wearing 59 here tonight. Native of Guelph, Ontario, appearing in game number 3 on the season.
Yeah, 3rd game of the season so far. Has started a ball game, just 5 innings pitched for him. Has struck out 6, walked 5, and given up 5 hits in that time. Last saw him on June 15th in Welland.
That appears to have been the start. 4 innings, 3 runs, 4 hits. 4 walks, 4 strikeouts for Devine in that contest. Last appeared in a relief appearance against the London Majors here at Labatt Park on June 9th. He pitched for Kitchener in 2021, did not return for 2022, but is back for 2023. Prior to that game in Welland, his last 2 appearances were in London, one in 2021 and one on June 9th as you get a look inside Labatt Park on our 519 Jersey Auction mobile camera. Lots of young fans still partying it up on their summer break here on this Friday night.
Dylan, I love that shot there. All the youngsters make their way to the railings, usually in between innings. They try to see if they can snag some autographs. You'll often see Cleveland Brownlee there signing a few in between innings. I think we'd see a lot more smiles if the Majors can put up a run here in the bottom of the 8th. Break this 1-1 tie.
It has been tight all throughout. So Liam Devine takes over for the Kitchener Panthers on the mound, the lefty. He will face a righty, a lefty, and a righty for the London Majors.
Joseph to lead things off here. Panthers couldn't get anything going. They managed to pick up their 3rd hit of the ball game in the top of the 8th. What should have landed them a runner in scoring position did not. But ultimately unable to find a hit regardless. And we go to the bottom of the 8th here in London.
Devine talking things over with Ibarra. Pardon me, Noah. Go ahead.
Yeah, out of town. One probably final update before we work our way later into this ball game. 8-3. Hamilton still leading over Brantford at Bernie Arbor. Majors have games against the Guelph Royals on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. A home and home.
Sunday afternoon game. So if you're planning on coming out to the ballpark, make sure you're coming out early. It's a 1 o'clock start in that contest. Paul Andy making the point in the chat that Devine hasn't pitched in 3 weeks. That's a long layoff without appearances. He'll have 4, 5, and 6 in the Majors order, so not an easy test here. First pitch to Starling Joseph, fouled straight back. It's 0-1.
Joseph not wasting any time, being aggressive, swinging at the first pitch from the young lefty.
Joseph trying to make things happen for the Majors, either by getting on or driving one out of here. 0-1 on its way. Joseph gets jammed and fouls it off. 0-2.
Lots of strikes so far from Devine. Just trying to attack the middle part of the order. It's the way to do it if you've been out of game action for so long. Try to be too fine, you just got to attack.
Fill up the strike zone and see if you can get some weak contact. 0-2 the count on Starling Joseph. Pitch from Devine. That one will miss low as Devine takes a spill on the mound, and it's 1-2.
We geared up for a little bit extra there.
Maybe trying to put Starling Joseph away. Would be a big first out if he can get him. Devine gets the sign he wants from the catcher, Ybarra. Ready in the box, Joseph. Here's the pitch. Joseph fouls that one off. Appeared to be a breaking ball there.
Send the youngsters running for that souvenir.
Public address announcer Eric Collins trying to get the crowd on their feet and into this one. Big at bat. Coming set on the mound is Devine. 1-2 on its way to Joseph. Gets a piece of that one up the first baseline. Devine off the rubber quickly. Throw to first. Joseph a dive, and it's in time to get him. Starling Joseph tried to dive in there safely. Didn't look like he was going to get there either way as he's thrown out.
And that's just a nice play on the mound by Devine. Getting off the mound in time. We talked about this earlier on when the bunt was placed. The lefty on the hill, it's tough because you're naturally going to want to fall off to the third base side. He has to range a long way over there, just spins, fires, and it's in time to get Joseph.
So Kane McGee steps into the batter's box here for the Majors. That one well outside from Devine. Lefty-lefty matchup. This was the lefty in the three that were due up that I mentioned. No action in the Majors bullpen. Looks like Alex Springer will be heading out for a fourth inning of work unless somebody is ready and doesn't want to keep throwing. 1-0 pitch. McGee takes off the plate. 2-0.
And we didn't really see any action earlier on in the London Majors bullpen, so you would think Springer's going to get the ninth for sure.
Farrington threw a little bit, but nothing intense. Devine ready on the mound. McGee ready in the batter's box. Here comes the 2-0 home. McGee fouls that one off. It's 2-1. McGee batting .278 on the year with an on-base percentage of .400. Only one extra base hit, a double. That came in Hamilton on June 23rd. 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. McGee chops that one up the middle. Going to be a tough play. Ranging over is Stephen Whalen. Throw to first is in time to get Kane McGee. So there are two away now in the bottom of the eighth inning as Chris Ruiz steps in.
Now for Ruiz with two gone, pardon me. We'll look to try and get something going here for London.
Ruiz 1 for 2 on the day. Did work a walk in his third plate appearance. Liam Devine trying to get through a clean eighth inning. No action in the Panthers bullpen, so it looks like it'll be his ninth, at least for now, as that one misses outside. Of course, that could all change depending on how the Panthers fare in the top half. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike. It's 1-1. Fans saying that was inside. Pretty healthy crowd, especially for this point in the ball game.
It has. Things have cooled down a little bit here, but for the most part, those that were in attendance have stuck around.
1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch on its way. Ruiz takes low. It's 2-1. Crowd getting excited. 2 balls, 1 strike the count with Chris Ruiz at the plate. Coming set is Liam Devine on the mound. Pitch on its way. Ruiz chased that one, and it's 2-2.
Devine looking to put him away here and get the Panthers back on the bats in the 9th. 2-2 count, 2 gone.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Liam Devine trying to put away Chris Ruiz and send us to the 9th tied. Pitch home, inside off the plate, and it's 3-2. Devine thought he had strike 3 there.
Yeah, it didn't miss by much, but it moves the count to full. Some cheering, some ball 4 chants.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Chris Ruiz in the box. Liam Devine delivers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A big punch out for Liam Devine. And the Panthers keep this thing tied at 1 after 8 full at Labatt Park. We'll take a quick break and be right back. Stick with us. Exciting finish on its way.
I want to ride this pony, but I suffer from low E.
Millions of people are suffering from low energy, commonly known as low E.
Low E has hurt my performance in the bedroom. I haven't been able to make the bed in years. Now there's hope.
Planet Fitness replaces low E with Big E, which keeps you energized and glowing all day. Simply join through the free PF app for only $15 a month.
Planet Fitness is a proud partner of your London Majors.
You're watching.
Here's the pitch. Joseph drills it to right center field. That ball's going back to the warning track, to the wall. Goodbye, baseball. Starling Joseph, a 2-run home run.
London Majors Baseball on MajorsTV.
Get a look inside the Labatt Park concourse as the fans get some autographs from Majors players. You see the line score on your screen there, 1-1 after 8 full innings at Labatt Park. It has been a pitcher's duel up to this point. For the Majors, it's been Edison Gonzalez and Alex Springer. And for the Panthers, it's been Yamichel Perez and Liam Devine. Springer entering his 4th inning of work. Any batter he faces here would set a new career high in terms of innings pitched in the IBL. Would be 3 innings plus a batter. He worked 3 complete last Friday, and the Majors will ask for a little more out of him here today. Braden Farrington lightly throwing once again in the bullpen. Just playing some catch, though.
Yeah, we've talked about it a few times throughout the broadcast tonight, Dylan. Majors have a busy stretch, one of their busier stretches of the season. I believe they'll do this similar stretch to this a little bit later on in July or maybe into August. But they play tonight. They play tomorrow in Guelph, then back home against the Royals on Sunday before a home game Tuesday against the Welland Jackfish. The only saving grace to all that is that you play 3 out of the 4 here at Labatt Park. Other than that, it is a grueling stretch of baseball for any ball club.
First pitch is drilled into the left field seats by Raul Gonzalez. That's in foul territory, I should mention. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Outside corner. 0-2 on Gonzalez. Quickly 0-2 from Springer to Raul Gonzalez. Pitch on its way. That one's low and outside. It's 1-2.
Majors outfield, Dylan. I don't know if it's just me thinking up things, but a little bit deeper than usual.
In the air, center field, Drew Lawrence right on cue, positioned perfectly to make that catch, and there's one gone in the top of the ninth.
Ball hit almost directly right at Drew in center.
One gone now, Marcel Lacasse into the batter's box. Lacasse a walk, a strikeout, and a lineout for Kitchener. Lefty-lefty matchup here. Pitch from Springer. Lacasse chases that one. It's 0-1.
Some congregating down in the Kitchener bullpen. Nobody really throwing at this time. I would think you would see Liam Devine for the bottom half of the ninth.
Looks like it. As of right now, at least. Here's the pitch to Lacasse. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
He's looked good, hasn't he, so far?
He really has. Alex Springer really impressed Chris Lazar and I last Friday night. Was fantastic and has been really effective once again here today. 0-2 home to Lacasse. That one just low. It's 1-2.
Yeah, great miss on 0-2 again. The curveballs look good. The fastball's been located well. And, of course, putting up some good numbers here, working into his fourth inning in the ball game.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three. Alex Springer gets Marcel Lacasse to go out of the zone for his third strikeout of the outing.
Third strikeout and a big second out here in the ninth. As Springer looks to get the Majors back to the bats and a chance to win it. He's got two gone here in the top half.
Tyler Henriquez in the batter's box, 1 for 2, laid down a beautiful bunt against Springer in his last at-bat. Here's the pitch. That one misses high for ball one. Kane McGee protecting against a potential bunt, playing a little bit in towards the grass. On its way, in there, a strike. It's 1-1.
Majors have the bottom of the order due up in the bottom half of the ninth inning.
1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on its way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Panthers batters have not been able to find that off-speed stuff so far tonight. Let's see if they go back to it again on 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Alex Springer trying to get through his 4th scoreless inning out of the bullpen. Pitch coming. That one misses high to Henriquez. It's 2-2 now. Two on its way from Springer. Henriquez fouls that one off as it comes soaring down to field level.
Fans still trying to get behind the Majors here. Once again, another 2-2 count with 2 gone. Top of the ninth inning. It's Springer looking to try and get the Majors to the bottom half, tied at 1.
That pitch is flared into shallow right field. Joseph coming on. He is there. Reels this one in. And we are through the top of the ninth, still tied at 1 aside.
So bottom of the Majors order comes up now with a chance to try and win this ball game. They have to try and get some offense going here. That 8th inning, along with the 5th, the only 2 innings the Majors haven't picked up a hit. They'll have to try and change that here in the 9th.
They'll have the bottom of the order to do it. It'll be Reyes Cruz, followed by Keith Candell and Brad Verhoeven. 7, 8, 9.
All right, fans, you know what it is. You know where we are. You're the oldest baseball time in the world.
Public address announcer Eric Collins trying to get the fans going as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Majors with a chance to walk things off.
And I believe a change defensively there was just announced up to the press box here.
Where's that, Noah? Do you have that for us? As we try to get things sorted out here on our end. We'll get you that change as soon as possible here on Majors TV. We're glad you're with us on this Friday night between the Majors and the Panthers. New man out in right field for Kitchener. As we try to get our camera back up and running for you. Liam Devine still out there on the mound. Tommy Reyes Cruz, Keith Candell, Brad Verhoeven due up here for the London Majors. Reyes Cruz coming into the day 0 for 3, coming into this at bat, I should say 0 for 3. Defensive substitution out in right field. Jet Jarvis takes over for Humberto Ruiz. Here's the pitch to Reyes Cruz. That one misses for a ball. Pardon me, looks like that one was called a strike to Reyes Cruz. Here's the pitch. Off the plate, now it's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 home, fouled off by Reyes Cruz, and we're back. It's like we never left. No panic anywhere here. That's a lie. There was lots of panic here as we try to get the cameras back up and running for the bottom of the 9th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count to Tommy Reyes Cruz. Here's the 1-2 home. Off the plate, just outside. It's 2-2 now to the Majors' second baseman.
I'm back, Dylan. Pulling double duty tonight.
Noah is producing and he's broadcasting. He is a busy, busy man. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Liam Devine ready out there on the mound. Here's the pitch to Reyes Cruz. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Tommy Reyes Cruz goes down swinging. And there's 1 gone here in the bottom of the 9th.
Bottom of the order here. And going right at him is Devine. Lefty on lefty gets the strikeout for a big first out. Now Candell will come to the plate.
Keith Candell is 0 for 3 today. Looking to get into the hit column here. Pitch coming. Inside for ball 1 to Candell.
Bottom of the order is tough place to start the bottom of the 9th inning, Dylan. But for these guys, you just got to be the table setters at this point. Move things along, get the top of the order up.
1-0. Candell rips that one into left field. It's a base hit. Keith Candell setting the table. Rips that one to the left. The Majors have a base runner.
So Brad Verhoeven will come to the plate here. Drew Lawrence is going to chat with him before he gets up. And no, we're going to see a pinch hitter.
Brett Graham off the bench for the London Majors. He is a righty.
I like the move.
He'll come in to take over for Brad Verhoeven. Verhoeven, lefty. Both guys can play third base. Graham will take over at third base if need be, but lefty versus righty now.
Yeah, I like the matchup a lot more, Dylan. I'm still going to ask you the question though. Do you even think about bunting him over? Is that something that goes through your head?
If there was nobody out, maybe.
You've got Drew Lawrence. He's got a couple of hits already tonight, standing in the on-deck circle.
Both of those hits came off the starting pitcher, though, Yamichel Perez.
Another lefty, though.
I suppose, though Devine offers a little something different. He comes from three quarters, almost sidearm there. Quick throw over to check on Candell. He's back with a dive.
It's a nice move.
That was just a quick step off, and he was fast with it. Brett Graham ready in the batter's box as Devine sets out there on the rubber. Here's the pitch in there for strike one.
You make the move to go from the lefty to the righty here, and your hope if you're a Roop Chainer, Dan, is that you can see Brett Graham run into one here and move Candell up to third or even score him if the ball is in the gap.
0-1. Pitch from Devine on its way. Low. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Brett Graham ready in the batter's box. Devine sets, peeks over at first a few times. Candell's on the move. Graham swinging. It was a hit and run. And Brett Graham fouled that one straight back to the screen. Keith Candell looked like he had a pretty decent jump over at first base.
Yeah. I like the hit and run move there.
Back when Chris McQueen was still on the team, Keith Candell would always joke that Chris McQueen may have been a little faster than him, but he'd always get great jumps, and that has proven true. Keith Candell, very good at getting those jumps over at first base. As Brett Graham ready in the batter's box, quick throw over, quick step off, pardon me, from Liam Devine there. Candell back easily. 1-2, one away. Brett Graham ready in the box. Here's the pitch. Line drive. Right field sinking quickly. It drops in front of Jet Jarvis. And the move to pinch hit with Brett Graham works out really nicely for the Majors. First and second for Drew Lawrence.
Sure does. You're seeing already that the righties may have a little bit of an advantage here against the lefty, Devine on the hill. And now it'll be Drew Lawrence. He's already got a couple of hits tonight. Winning run is at second base, scoring position here.
The winning run is represented by Keith Candell over at second base. Lots of speed on the base paths. Brett Graham stands over at first. He runs pretty well, but unless Candell is retired, that run doesn't matter. Pinch runner, no. Pinch first base coach.
Interesting.
Or no, just a message.
A strategy.
Man, these Majors have been confusing me with the first base coach substitutions and messages. Not used to seeing that much action at the first base coach position as Drew Lawrence gets ready in the batter's box. Winning run at second base. Takes that one up and away for ball one.
Top of the order now for the Majors here with Drew Lawrence. Is exactly where you want to be. Coming into this inning, the middle infield is back. They want to try and turn two and get out of this.
1-0 the count on Drew Lawrence. Devine peeks back at second. Pitch coming. Off the plate outside, 2-0. Movement in the Panthers bullpen. Trying to get who that is for you.
Yeah, we'll try to get a number if we can.
Coming set on the mound is Devine. Here's the pitch. Lawrence lines that one straight back to the screen. I believe that's Brett Reed loosening up in the Panthers bullpen, number 51. 2 balls, 1 strike to the Majors center fielder. 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Winning run in scoring position at second base. Devine sets. Pitch coming to Lawrence. Inside corner, strike 2. Drew Lawrence not happy with that one. Home plate umpire shaking his head.
Lawrence not happy with the location of that fastball, and I think equally unhappy with the slight delay before the call.
2-2, 1 out. Miles Miller's on deck. Winning run, 180 feet away at second. Devine peaks, sets. Quick move to second base. The throw will be caught by Whalen. For a moment, I was concerned there, Noah.
That pickoff move is an interesting one. I don't think Candell's going anywhere at second base.
Just trying to keep him close, maybe?
You run into the chance that ball gets away as well. Center fielder's there, but that's not going to stop Candell.
2-2, 1 out. Devine sets. Peaks at second. Pitch to Lawrence, fouled off.
Miller on deck. Fans trying to get behind the Majors and Drew Lawrence here.
Claps, banging of recycling bins. Fans trying to make noise any way they can. Setting is Devine. 2-2 on its way. Lawrence on the ground in the hole. Stopping it, bobbling it is Marsden. Here's a flip to first. It's not in time. A ground ball in the hole. And Drew Lawrence reaches. His speed put pressure on the defense, and what will be ruled a base hit has loaded him up for Miles Miller.
Well, it'll be ruled a base hit, at least originally here, but that's an error at first base on Keegan Marsden.
Time called here by the Kitchener Panthers.
He was trying, I think, to be quick with it, Dylan. He was trying to look if he had a chance at 2 for the double play. But in that situation, you need an out.
Absolutely.
You need an out. If that's an out there and you can get Drew Lawrence, now you're an out away from getting out of this. You don't need to worry about a double play. You don't need to worry about getting the guy at the plate. Now they do. I imagine the infield is going to come in here.
So the Panthers trying to clarify what the plan is here defensively. After the meeting on the mound, Liam Devine will be left in the ball game. Bases are loaded, 1 out for Miles Miller. Miller is 2 for 4 on the day. A couple of singles. 1 to Raul Gonzalez, 1 to Humberto Ruiz. Junior Ibarra getting the defense on the same page here. Majors trying to win this ball game in the 9th. 1 out in the frame. Infield all the way in. Ibarra calls time. Now sets. Miller, hand up in the batter's box. Now he's ready to go. Winning run 90 feet away at third base. Miles Miller ready in the batter's box. Setting is Devine. First pitch. Strike 1. Crowd getting into it here. First priority is home. The outfield all the way in. Any fly ball, they'll be gunning for home. Off the plate outside to Miller. It's 1-1.
Another good look there on that 0-1 pitch. Here's a good look, Don. I don't know if you can see on your screen there. Panthers have also brought the outfield in. All right, they are okay. Anything over their heads is pointless at this point in the ball game. They've got to cut off anything short.
You see Candell at third. He's the winning run. Devine ready on the mound. 1-1 to Miles Miller. Off the plate outside, ball 2.
Anyway here, if you're Miles Miller, doesn't have to be a hit.
Junior Ibarra trying to get his young lefty settled in here. Steps off, will reset. Miller ready in the batter's box. Candell at third, Graham at second, Lawrence at first. The only one that matters is the runner closest to home. That's the winning run, and Keith Candell 90 feet away at third base. 2-1's the count. Devine peeks back at second and delivers to the plate. Miller on the ground, stopped by Marsden. He'll shoot 4, throw is in the dirt, bobbled by Ibarra. Candell safe. Majors win. The Majors walk it off. Miles Miller gets one in play, and Keith Candell comes in to score the winning run. The Pinstripes are victorious in walk-off fashion on this Friday night.
What a ball game here in front of us on this Friday night. The Majors out-hit the Panthers by 9, but they need the bottom of the ninth to win the ball game. 2-1 the final score.
It was tight all throughout. The Majors come out on top in a walk-off victory here at Labatt Park. A huge win for London. They have now won 3 in a row at home. We'll take a quick break and be right back shortly with a post-game interview and some post-game thoughts on Majors TV.
Here we go.
Believe me, you've never heard a talk show like this.
I'm sleeping with Joe Carter. By the way, Joe did not touch them all.
Yeah, I have to say, like, your voice is fantastic.
Meet Smitty.
Listen, I'm the brains here.
And Mitty.
And I'm the good-looking funny one.
This is the Smitty Mitty Show.
Catch new episodes of the Smitty and Mitty Show wherever you get your podcasts.
You're watching London Majors Baseball on Majors TV.
Back here at Labatt Park, Jaci Solomon is with the walk-off man, Miles Miller, at field level. Jaci?
Majors win! Majors win! Have a great night, folks.
Welcome back, fans. I'm Jaci Solomon. I'm joined here with Miles Miller. Miles, you step up to the plate, bases loaded. What's going through your mind?
I was just thinking I got to get a hit. I got to walk it off. I looked over at Cleve right when I got bases loaded, and he went, and I went. So kind of knew it had to be me. So, yeah, just try to put something in play because I know Keith's fast, but it worked out. Just put the ball in play.
This team's excited. You just got drenched with water. How cold is that water?
Low-key is pretty cold. It's pretty cold, but it's all right because it's kind of like it's refreshing in a way.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight. Thanks so much, Miles. More from you, Noah and Dylan in the Game Day London press box.
Thank you. Thank you.
JC, thank you. A big win for the Majors here on this Friday night at Labatt Park, coming out victorious by a score of 2-1. It was a pitcher's duel all throughout as we welcome you back to the Game Day London broadcast booth. Dylan Baker, Noah Smith to my right. Noah, couldn't have ended in a more exciting way for the Majors tonight.
Yeah, Dylan, that was a fantastic ball game tonight. The Majors, of course, get the walk-off in wild fashion. A play at the plate that was bobbled. Shades of the playoff deciding win against the Guelph Royals here on home soil last year that won the Majors dependent, got them to the playoffs. But a big win here today and a statement win for the Majors. They couldn't find that big hit all night long. They had 12 of them, but only picked up the second run here in the bottom of the ninth inning. But it's a big win for this ball club who, don't look now, but look like they might be turning a little bit of a corner.
They've won 3 of their last 4. Before we go, let's talk quickly about the pitching. Edison Gonzalez and Alex Springer, 2 phenomenal performances in back-to-back games for both of them, really.
Yeah, absolutely. We weren't sure how this was going to go, how this was going to shake down. As I mentioned, 11 runs in the first meeting of the season between these two clubs, 16 the last time they met, and just 3 tonight. Both of these pitchers put on a fantastic performance, and Edison Gonzalez for the Majors looked like he was showing something special over his last 2 starts. We imagine, Dylan, without looking into it too much, that we might see him Tuesday night at home.
It's more than likely the Majors are going to be busy over the next few days. They are in Guelph tomorrow night, take on the Royals at Hastings Stadium. They're back here on Sunday afternoon to take on the Royals at Labatt Park, and then they host the Welland Jackfish on Tuesday night here at the Forks of the Thames in downtown London. A great performance by Edison Gonzalez and Alex Springer to try to save the arms as the Majors head into this busy stretch. We'll be right back with you on Sunday afternoon here in downtown London. For producer and color commentator Noah Smith, director Cal Johnstone, cameraman Jeremy McGrady, and Matthew Young, my name is Dylan Baker. We'll see you on Sunday.